All right, the other one's open. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Debate the News on this Saturday, the 7th of 2025. June is the month. Mr. Grant Cardone is in here, my man. Grant, I think this is going to be a fire room tonight, Grant, GC. So we're going to jump right into this show, folks. And first and foremost, if you guys are not following the room right now, follow the club, download Chatter Social. Let's go, folks.
Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump. The people go out to vote, no fear, no more. Vote for Trump. Let's go. Vote for Trump. If you wanna keep America great, vote for Trump. Let's do it. I vote for Trump.
Folks, welcome to the room. Welcome to Debate the News. Make sure you guys are following the podcast. Make sure you guys are downloading Chatter Social, either on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Guys, we are live. This is going to be a short intro. Let's get right to it, folks. Mr. GC, how's it going, man? GC, first and foremost, I got to commend our President Donald Trump for doing a phenomenal job and just moving these migrants out of the country. This is what people voted for.
That has ever done it. The greatest president in history, Donald J. Trump. We all told you he would be the president a second time. We all told you, despite 37 convictions, 3 or 4 different states going after him, being shot, getting up, he's still there. And for all of you here that was here the last couple nights saying the Elon Trump dispute was going to derail Elon and Trump, it's over. I told you they'd be in the White House hugging it out. They're already deleting their tweets. You guys have been wrong. You're wrong all the time. You keep being wrong. You got to get on the other side of wrong. On the other side of wrong is right.
Well, I don't agree with that. I don't think they're going to hug this thing out, man. This man called that man a pedophile, and he already told it. He threatened that man today. He threatened Elon today. And we got Ross here as well. I want you to jump in on this, Ross. He threatened him. He said if he fund any Democrats with his money, that he's going to have consequences. What do you think about that?
He threatened him, no question. That was basically saying, you want to follow and go to another party and do what you did for me, you're going to have a problem. And he doesn't say specifically. He gave it to an interview with NBC, right? But when you can take anything you want out of that, but he's already threatened to take away the billions of contracts, that were already in place for Biden. That's economic threatening, right? But who knows? Because if you remember when he raised money for Trump, the Democrats were looking to it, possibly indict him the way the money was being raised. Who says that doesn't get reversed now? So that was not anybody trying to hug it out. I hate to tell you that. That's somebody basically sending a message saying, watch your toes, be careful what you do and say, because you want to go that direction, get ready for the repercussions. And I think the message is clear. I think Elon Musk will probably back down for the sake of his companies and everything else. I think he took it a little bit too far when he brought up the Epstein thing. And I think that even J.D. Vance even said, I think he commented on it, that was inappropriate. And I don't even think that was even truthful. That's why I think Elon may not have been in the right state of mind when he said that, So, because that would have already came out a long time ago. And Trump basically ran an election that basically said, hey, I want all that stuff to come out. Epstein. If he even thought there was one iota of him in those reports or anything about him, he would have never pushed that issue. I think that was something that he did to really get underneath Trump's skin, and that was probably inappropriate. I don't know if you can walk that back. You can delete a tweet.
You can walk it back, Ross. You can walk it back. Everybody will forget about it. Americans forget about everything. They forgot about COVID, and that was only 5 years ago. And then the other thing is, if for all you guys that kind of missed the obvious, If he's calling him a pedophile today, wouldn't he have known that 3 or 4 years ago? Like he's been hanging with the dude for 4 years. Like, you know.
Man, he hadn't hung with him for 4 years, Grant. He hung
Yeah,
with him
yeah,
because
yeah.
he chose DeSantis. Okay, DeSantis lost. He didn't like Trump, and then that's when he went over to Trump. He hasn't been with him for 4 years. So but I will say this. I think that this Elon situation, Elon
I mean,
response
the
was
bottom
the
line is
most.
though there's no ever been anything about Donald Trump being a pedophile. The fact that you guys have been trying to broadcast that and jump on that for the last 2 days is because you guys are easily triggered. You're manipulated easily by headlines. You only read the headlines. You don't read deep, and you don't go back and look at history.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like you're triggered
Yeah.
because I don't think we've ever said that Trump was a pedophile. We just said
I'm
that,
not triggered. I'm not triggered at
yeah,
all. Actually,
we said that we said only thing we
you
said was
you
that it
guys
was a.
you guys get your news the way you view Netflix or Amazon movies. You just kind of scale the titles. You do no research.
Grant, what
You
we said
click.
is it was a salacious. It was a salacious topic, is what we said. Accusation. It was a salacious accusation, is what we said. I don't
Yeah,
think no one here said that Trump was a pervert. Okay, we said that he said some really bad things.
That's not true. Many people in the room said he was a pervert. He's this. This is why he didn't release the Epstein files because he
yeah.
was in
We
them.
heard
Come
it.
on, that's not to
Yeah,
get what was said.
listen, let's get one thing clear. Trump loves women, always loved women. We remember the comments he made on TMZ with what he could do and all that. It is what it is, but I think the whole Epstein thing was said just to get underneath Trump's skin and put it out there. And I think Elon knows it's not true. I think that's why he deleted the tweet right away. I think he just did it because one way to get Trump. I love the guy, but he's got the thinnest skin out there, and that probably just blew him up inside. Right, blew him up because it was probably all false, and he knew it, and that's what he did. And guess what? We're talking about it now. So there you go.
Nelson Pega, are you here?
What?
Nelson Pega going twice.
Yeah, that's somebody. There's a family right there, probably worried about deportation. That's probably why he's not coming off mic.
No, I was
Hey,
trying to get to
Rossi,
I
Rossi,
was trying to get another person of color in
Rossi,
on this.
Rossi, tell Jonathan your opinion on this whole Harvard thing and what's going on in our state of Massachusetts. See, people
Well,
don't
listen,
realize how bad it is in Mass right now. They have no clue.
this
They
is
don't
what
live there.
this,
They're not seeing it.
okay, so this is what I'll tell you. First of all, Harvard got away with a lot of crap for the last 10, 15 years. Let's be honest. They did, and nobody bothered them, right? Now it's coming back to bite them, but it's hurting Massachusetts as a whole. You take away billions of funding to the institution. Harvard does. Now you're going to lose doctors coming in, research being made here, jobs, and you're going to have a lot of physicians that are going to say, "Why come to Harvard?" Or if they're going to terminate my visas coming in, I'd rather go to Columbia. I'd rather go to Princeton. I'd rather go to Stanford, and not be with a state where political leaders are fighting us. All the way down, and I think he's hitting these sanctuary states hard. I guarantee if you look at the ICE arrest and you do it proportionally by population, we're probably 5,000% compared to every other state in the country because this state with the governor and the mayor of Boston basically on his bluff, and guess what? He's not being bluffed. He's coming after immigration arrest, Nantucket, Harvard, all these institutions. And this hits us economically more than you ever understand. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he says, if I'm an international student, I'm an international family, and I want to go to Harvard, you know what? I'm not coming to Harvard. I'm not taking the chance that he changes his mind. My son's going to leave the country. If I'm a doctor that's, renowned, do I really want to take a chance to do that, and then they take away my visa, and then they put me in jail and try to get me out of the country for 3 months? That, like I said previously, that confidence, with this president, it's going to hurt us. It's going to kill us in Massachusetts. We're a Democratic state. We're in right now. Me and Cindy are independent Republicans, pretty much, right? But I'm more physically conservative, and what's happening here, it's decimating the state, decimating it. It's going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. I mean, it's not his fault per se, but
It's not
these
his fault.
decisions.
What do you mean it's not his fault? He's doing it.
Well, what? No, he's doing it
He's
because our
bringing
political
attention to.
leaders.
He's
No,
bringing
he's
attention to
doing
what
it because
Harvard did.
no, but he's doing it because our political leaders push him to do it. You get it? When we're saying we're going to fight you tooth and nail, it says we're not going to even cooperate with arrests. We're not going to do this. He's saying, okay, you want to do that? This is what we're going to do. This is what, because Harvard's not the only one doing what they're doing, or trying to allow this type of speech to take place and so forth. It's happening all throughout the country. The difference is it's in Massachusetts, and these leaders in Massachusetts, you can see it. There's a reason why Maura Healey's got one of the worst popular votes in the country now. I think she's at 49%. Never has a Democratic, incumbent governor been at this low ratings, is because they know that everything she's been saying and doing is hurting this state economically, and people are hurting this state financially. And when you're going in Nantucket and you're going to restaurants to grab people that work there, to send a message. We're going to change the way you live, the way you thought you should have been living, and it's happening. It's happening throughout the state. When you're sitting on 93 and you're looking for vehicles that have Spanish names on the side of a truck, give me your papers, this and that, and they're just grabbing the people out of the country. He can do it, but I think this state pushed him to do it. I don't think he's doing it like that everywhere else.
Okay, Ross, I have a question for you, and then I want to go to Terry because I want Terry to respond to that. But my question, I want to go to the
we got two lawyers. The only difference is Rossi's also a massive developer. Okay,
yeah.
but he is Tara. He is an attorney.
So yeah, I want to ask you a question, Ross. Rossi, then I'm going to go right to Tara. It's a quick question. It goes right to the room title. Is Trump immigration policies racist, or is it just law and order?
Absolutely not. It's not racist whatsoever. I don't think he's looking at color.
But there's a two-part question. Is it racist or is it law and order? That's what I'm asking you.
No, it's that. Listen, what he's doing is legal. I mean, maybe he shouldn't take the people from this state and move them to a state that's 4 states away, so they can't get legal representation in this state and be away from their families. I mean, that's a tactic, right? But what he's doing is legal. He's definitely not racist. I don't think this is a racist
So it's
thing.
law and order, is what you're saying, correct?
It's 100% law and order, no question.
Okay. That's it. Terry, you want to jump in because he just came in about this Harvard thing, and I'm listening to it.
Let's talk about Harvard. Can we talk about Harvard?
Yes, let's do it. Because
let's assume that Harvard has perpetuated some level of anti-Semitism, but not, they're not like basically saying it's wonderful. They're trying to address it, but let's assume that these things have happened. What Trump is essentially doing is not legal and is complete overkill, right? Normally, what you would do if you decided there was some level of violation, you'd go and you'd talk under, Title 9, I think, or Title 6, I can't remember now, and you would have a discussion and you would, you'd sort of say, okay, we want you to do these few things, and Harvard would have said yes. But that's not, of course, what Trump has done. What he did was, and I don't care if he said it was an error because it doesn't really matter because he never took it back. He sent a letter basically saying, we want to have a monitor on everything. We want viewpoint diversity in every one of your departments. We want to make sure, he went way over what you could typically do for this type of violation. And then when they said no, he basically went way overboard in terms of the international students. They're between anti-Semitism and the international student body at Harvard, except for possibly a few people. You know that, and I know that. It's not like the Chinese students are basically sitting there and demonstrating on behalf of Palestinians. It's not happening. He is using anti-Semitism as an excuse, and as a Jewish person, I find that despicable and deplorable. He wants to control Harvard. They didn't agree to certain things, and he's pissed. I get that. He's totally pissed about all of that stuff, and he is using the leverage of the law in an illegal way. Now, there are 2 injunctions, but he will continue to do this. This is vengeance. This is retribution. This is not legal. And I think, Rossi, you will acknowledge that this has nothing really to do with the violations, the international student. We don't think it's safe to be at Harvard. This is nonsense, and I think everyone sort of understands that. I believe that the courts will rein him in, but I also think, and I've said this before, that if he wants to just individually say, I'm not giving a visa to this and this and this, he probably will get away with that. It's just these executive orders saying Harvard, we're not letting anybody in, or Harvard, we're not letting them be part of this SEVP program, which is ridiculous. They did comply with that part of it as well. You remember that? They basically, all you have to do under that program is give the names of the people, which, by the way, of course, Trump already has because it's on the visa application, for Christ's sake. But all you have to do is give the names, certain biographical information. The government asked for about 52 different things that are way above what they have that they're required or even allowed to ask for under the SEVP program. So maybe you should explain to me how Trump is, you think do you not see that he is going way overboard on this and there is no real connection between what he's doing and the anti-Semitism
Rossi said what he's doing. Rossi already said what he's doing.
Grant, I am talking to
I know,
Rossi.
but you're talking too much.
No,
He's taking on a platinum. He's taking on a platinum level institution and telling the entire state, get out of my way and support me.
Let's let her land real fast because she's about to land. Go ahead, Tara.
Yeah.
First
So
of
I
all,
wanted to
Tara, I agree.
I wanted to ask Rossi and not Grant whether he disagreed with me about the legal basis for what Trump is doing. Thank you.
First of all, Tara, pretty much 99% of the stuff you stated, I pretty much agree with you. Okay, so I can't dispute because it's true. I mean, he took it to a different level. Okay, and what's happening now? I hate to say it, it probably was some form of anti-Semitism over the years there, and Harvard probably was trying to breach the line, allow free speech, but now it's also created more anti-Semitism in the state and more fear for Jewish people than what was there before. And the reality is, I think it did get a little too far. And even if the courts ring it in, like you said, and I think they will, the problem is now you're going to see less. It's all confidence. It's all volatility. The damage is going to be done. It's going to be done not just now, moving forward. You're going to see a lot of people overseas that not want to come to Massachusetts, don't want to come to Harvard, don't want to put their kids at risk, don't want to be a physician in this facility, knowing that a year from now he may change his mind again, or 2 years from now. That damage is done. That's what I'm more worried about. That damage is done. I understand his initial motive, but again, I think it went a little bit too far, and I think Harvard is just as much responsible because he doesn't like to get bullied, and they didn't want to get bullied, but when two bullies go to war, there's damage that happens. It happened with Elon, with his stocks financially, and keeps going down because now people are saying, okay, what are we going to do with SpaceX contracts? Everything has a repercussion. In action, there's a repercussion. And the repercussion for Harvard, I think they realize it, but they don't know to what extreme, because they're going to lose, forget about the existing grants. They'll probably end up keeping those. But moving forward, the federal government's not going to give them grants. They're going to give it to other institutions. And this state's going to feel the harm of it. And as I know a lot of Jewish people in Massachusetts, they initially liked, the forum that he created, let people know what was going on. But at the same time, they're like, okay, it's creating anti-Semitism that didn't exist before. And it gets a lot of Jewish people nervous here. There's a fear factor here. That's a concern that they didn't have, before, because it's happening.
With you, I totally agree with you. I think they will get the grants for this year because they were already allocated, but they will not get the grants in the future. But he's going after, it's not just Harvard. He also suggested that Columbia should lose its accreditation, right? He's going to continue to do this to anyone who doesn't kowtow to his demands because he's a bully about these things. And like I said, he is using a lot. I think Columbia.
He's not a bully. He's the president of the United States of America.
He is a bully. You can be a bully and be
he's
the president.
He's the president of the United States of America.
So what? He's a bully.
And he is putting order back into our country.
No,
and the way you put order in is you confront the biggest players in the game. Okay? And Harvard is also a bully, by the way. So they
Yeah,
want
but
to stand up toe to
listen,
toe to this guy. They're going to pay a price. And then the citizens of
exactly.
Massachusetts will stand up and say, enough of this. Okay. Blue is hurting the state of Massachusetts. Florida will win. Texas will win. The blue states will be beneficiaries of poor decisions by government officials that have taken on Donald Trump. Last thing, these people overseas love Donald Trump. And they're going to remember he's not pro Harvard or Columbia, and they're going to be like, "Hey, they love Trump over there. They love him certainly more than you do, Tara, because you have communism running through your veins. And some of you here, you wouldn't care what Donald Trump did if he helps your family. It wouldn't matter to you. But Harvard will be punished. The citizens of the state will be punished until they stand up and say enough is enough, and they bring this blue, weird agendas that they have there and get it back to more conservative. Donald Trump will benefit all these blue states if they get in order.
Is that
I
why
mean,
FIFA
I
pulled out?
think.
Grant,
Go ahead,
Grant,
Russ.
is that why FIFA pulled out?
Well,
If he's so loved, why did FIFA pull out of the U.S. for their World Cup? That's
listen.
a legitimate question.
I, I want to have Russ
Grant, if
answer
When
he's
this
you,
right
so
now because we only
loved,
have just so long.
why,
first of
Grant, if
all,
he's so loved, why is
first,
one of the world's biggest sports
Um,
performers pulled out of
control
the
it,
United
Jonathan.
States?
no, but Grant, I think Grant is right in some aspects because I just came from overseas, and surprisingly, and remember, I'm sort of an independent Republican, so you knew I was, voting for Trump on the last election. So, and I'm not saying I regret anything. I'm just telling you what's going on in the world, right? But they do like him overseas. They do like the policies he's doing, and I think you're seeing it taking place. Don't get me wrong. There's parts I think he's nuts. But those people thought he was nuts beforehand. It didn't change, but I think it changed to more the positive since he's been in office, that these countries are starting to get it now because they don't want it happening in their country. They don't want migrants. They don't want crime. They don't want any of these things. So I think those policies are that he is implementing in America is being implemented overseas. So all that I agree. I also agree with Kara on a lot of the stuff she said. And remember, I'm not a Democrat, but the reality is, and Grant said it perfectly, they're both bullies. The problem is Harvard ain't winning. And they're losing whether they win. You get it? They can't win. Lose. And I'll tell you right now, this Democratic state, and I have a lot of friends that are Democrats and all that, but they took it to a level that you can see it's already changing with the governor. The governor, a good candidate, a Republican or independent, will probably beat her now. I don't think the mayor of Boston is going to lose because I think this is such a liberal city that she still wins, even though economically Boston's suffering with the highest commercial vacancies they've ever had. It's not getting better. Shortage of housing. Nobody's building more. Interest rates are affecting that too. And you're not going to get all these federal subsidies that they were given before because we're sanctuary cities and sanctuary states. So why would the federal government give us money? You get it? So in the long run, I think you're going to see, if this doesn't change, you're going to see Republican governor come real soon. I think it will happen because people are feeling it and they're knowing why. We're not stupid here. We know why this is happening. So I do think there's going to be a transition there. But I can't tell you what's right or wrong, but I can tell you that change is needed. But we also have to somehow compromise and work and sit down. I mean, if we don't do that, or especially we're going to get humbled pretty badly. It's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening. I see it every day.
And again,
Well, I'm gonna call Cat.
Rossi,
I'm not wait, wait.
Rossi,
Cindy,
and
hold on. Cindy, 1 second. Cindy, 1 second. I call Cat Rossi. I mean, I think he came back probably about a few months back. He just came back, right? Since then, the tariff policy, tariffs on, tariff off, tariff on, tariff off. Okay, the allies. I mean, every country was hit with that. No, Trump's not popular. They're not liking him right now. Now that may have been the sentiment before he implemented these policies and and turned the whole world upside down. Okay, so I just let's be clear. I think that what you're saying is you're using old data. Fortunately,
No,
data has it changes a lot quicker now.
yeah,
I think you're using old data.
remember
Go ahead.
we
What
got
were you gonna
we
say?
we got to think about consumer confidence, guys. Consumer confidence. It's at an all-time low. Even if people have money, they're afraid to spend. Even if companies have money, they're afraid to invest because they don't feel confident. Because when you put you ban international students, you allow them back in. All these things don't promote confidence. And when there's no confidence and people don't spend, we're in a quiet recession that we're not talking about. You get it? Like, we should have had 5, 6 interest rate reduction this year. We're lucky if we get one. Because guess what? If we pass a bill that's going to create $2 trillion more in debt, that's going to increase inflation. Like, we're not talking about these things, but that's the reality. It is. It's a reality that nobody understands. And I talked to a lot of people, and I had a huge quorum meeting last week with some, multi-billionaire company CEOs. And they basically said to me, he goes, we're afraid to invest. We're afraid to do that because we don't know what to expect next. We don't know, hey, if we build over here and we get parts from this world, how does that affect our tariffs over here? What if he implements this? What if this happens here? Like, when they don't have that confidence, it's bad. And I think when Trump first came into office and he was elected, I think a lot of people would say, okay, we're going to be back to how we felt when he was in office financially. We're going to be good. And that got shattered, and I know why he did it. I get it. It's his way of negotiating, basically, let me fire you and then, then convince me to hire you. You get it? And that was basically approach he took for tariffs with all these countries and everything else. But when you put him on, you put him off, you put him on, then I'm doing this. The repercussions that security, comfort level, confidence level, it's at an all-time low. And that's bad because people aren't traveling, people aren't spending. I was talking to someone who told most of the hotels around the airport. They said the flights, they usually always add more flights in the summer based for people traveling. They didn't add additional flights because they don't expect more people to travel. That's how bad it is. And that's not a good sign for the economy. Just not. And I'm a Trump guy.
And Anthony will
Remember
still
that.
be going to Italy.
I'm still going. But so I'm not anti-Trump or anti-Biden. I'm telling you what I see and what I see out there and what I feel. I see it as a developer, as a builder. I got another 200 units to put on the market, and I can see that the people that are applying, they don't qualify. They don't have money right now. And that's scary, How about this? I'm a strong Catholic person, and they closed the St. Anthony's feast for the parish I had because they've had ICE wait outside the schools, outside the churches where they have it to see if there's any illegals. And they were afraid if they had the feast, ICE would come there because they do it in the park. That's not a good confidence. You get it? Like, they're afraid. We shouldn't live in a society to be afraid. Bad people, criminals, get them out of this country. Migrants that came here, that took advantage of our system, get them out of this country. But people that have been here doing the right thing by America, like the way my father came here, and then they adjusted status, and everybody else, over generations have come here, and then they adjusted status, those people are scared. Some people even self-deporting themselves because they don't want to sit in a federal prison for 6 months waiting to get deported. I don't know if that's a good way of living in America right now, especially in Massachusetts. That's all I'm saying.
Now, on the
All
good
right, so
side is,
absolutely.
on the
So
good side of
anyone,
Massachusetts right now, hold on the good side of Mass right now, if you are a developer and a builder, right, building up units, that's what Rossi does. He's a ground up. He buys buildings, he turns them into apartments, and owns quite, I'll just use that, quite many Okay. When he's telling you that people are not qualifying to pay the rent, that's a problem. That's a problem. When he's
Okay.
telling you there's no money out there, that's a problem. Now, is he personally going to get affected by this? No, he's not. He's not going to get personally affected by this. But many are, is what he's
But
saying.
Donald Trump didn't create the problem with that somebody can't qualify. This is the consumer's been blowing through their cash since COVID, so and taking on more and more debt. So
Agreed. And we're heading into a down
Agreed.
economy, anyways. And we all know
Agreed.
that.
100%. Agreed. Agreed. No question. But
Long before
inflation.
Trump came in,
Uh, uh,
we were having problems
you got
because
you
of
got you
interest
got
rates.
Jerome Powell that has not done anything but stand in the way of Donald Trump the entire time.
yeah.
We
I
have
mean,
the tail of his decision making. We have the lowest home sales since 1960 because people can't qualify for a loan on a home, so they're forced to go get a rental, and then they're probably going to reach higher than they can. So people are having to adjust right now to what the marketplace is. So, and there's a lot of builders
and
that
I
want to
agree with you
continue
there.
to build like rates were still 3 and 4%, and
They
so
can't. They
everything's
can't.
in adjustment
Construction
right
loans
now.
are at 9% for the
That's right.
average builder.
Yeah.
Listen, I
Not a
agree.
guy like
Jerome
me,
Powell
not a
is
guy like Rossi. But for the average builder is paying 9% on construction loan money right now.
yeah. With high construction costs, tariffs affecting pricing, even though maybe they shouldn't be affecting pricing, but these companies are taking advantage of it and saying, "Oh, we got tariffs, we got higher costs now," and they might not even go into effect, and they're just saying that. You give someone an opportunity to raise prices, they're going to raise them. You get it? So that's all happening, and I do agree that Powell should have at least did a couple rate reductions already, right? Should have done them. He's not going to be a friend to the administration, but at the same time, if we're going to spend $2 trillion, guys, we're going to have inflation. And guess what? Rates aren't going to be going down. They're not. And that's reality. So, one
Rossi, they
decision will
said
lead to
that
repercussion.
the money around the rest of the world is getting cheaper every day, and ours is still expensive. So
Listen, I get
if
it.
Jerome
I
would
get
just
it.
step on it, he was too late to cut, and now he's too late. He was too late to raise, and now he's too late. He's a coward. He's too late to lower, and he's got to take some risk right now. Inflation's not based on what you said. Inflation's not there because people can't afford it.
Yeah, no,
So
listen, something's going to
money's not
happen.
moving. The biggest problem in the economy right now is money's not moving. You know, and I know that there aren't going
You,
to be any
you,
tariffs.
listen, our consumer spending, go look at the chart, is what it was in '08. That should tell you something. Remember what '08 was. That's where our consumer spending is. And I do believe people have more money in the bank now than they did in '08. The difference is they're afraid to spend it. They're nervous. They want to have more money in the bank. They know they can't buy houses. You get it? They know they're forced to pay rent. They know utilities are all time high. They know that the buying food is an all time high. And that makes people nervous. Doesn't make people comfortable. These are things that I'm not saying he created, but he's the president now. He has to deal with these problems. So we have to start doing things to build consumer confidence, let them know there's a pathway. We're going to figure it out and do that. I think we got to stop being consistent, and we got to stop being more diplomatic and go that direction. Because if we don't, the confidence ain't going to come back. If it's not coming back, we're going to be in a world of trouble. I'm telling you, economically, health wise, everything. I see it. I see
Trump's
it
walking
every
into
day.
the UFC fight right now, and the whole place went nuts. It looks like 30,000 people just went hit the seats, and they're just
There
going
you go.
crazy for him.
I hate to say this, but I have to get off right now because I told Cindy I have my masseuses here, so I'm sorry. Not that I'm going to try to jump on as soon as I get done, guys. Sorry about that, but
Go
as soon as I
enjoy
get
your
back on,
massage.
Yeah, yeah.
But Ross, let people
Trump's in New
before
Jersey
you
right
listen,
now.
Rossi, before you leave, just say one thing to me. You right there?
yeah, man.
Is he there, Jonathan?
I don't
What'd you
know.
say?
Rossi, you still there?
I'm still here.
He's just
Okay,
I'm
Rossi, how many hours a day are you working right now? What's your average?
20, 20
There you go. How many days a week?
every day,
There you go.
every day. And listen, I'm a guy who gives probably 15 to 20% of my money back to inner cities, back scholarship for kids, minorities. We just gave me and my wife 2 more scholarships, focused mostly on the Catholic education. So it's not like I'm just trying to make money. I'm trying to give back. But I see what's going on even with these kids and these families. I see it because I don't rent just to, wealthy people. I build in inner cities. I try to build communities. It's bad out there. That's all I'm telling you. It's bad. And I hate seeing that. I hate seeing that in people. I don't like living in a society that I'm driving a $500,000 car to go to job sites and these guys are hungry. My people get paid. I don't rent and try to make as much money as possible. I try to rent to get good people in there, and I reduce my rents for that. But we all have to compromise and work. We can't fight with each other. That's all I'm telling you. I think, he's doing the right thing, getting rid of these criminals and doing that. I think that's a great step. But I think he's the president. He's the bigger person. He's got to now set an agenda and say, hey, we're going to talk. We're going to work together. We're going to make this country better. I think once he puts a platform like that and does that for a period of months consistently and build confidence there, I think America will get better just because they're the leader. That's all I'm telling you. It's going to happen. I got to go. I'm
Do you
sorry.
see that in do you see him doing that real fast?
I think he will. I think he will because I think in some aspects this whole Elon Musk thing threw him for a whole circle, and I think he's starting to realize that hey, I can't have everybody around me crumble on me, and I got to make this better because this is not what I said I was going to do. I want to make all of America better. I think he's not a stupid guy. I think he's a smart guy. I think he's going to put the ego aside, and I think he's going to force people to the table to do the right thing. And I think eventually he's going to come to an agenda. Listen, Donald Trump has, if you read his book, The Art of the Deal, all he's about is, hey, fire you, I'll hire you. So I gave you the job. Let me deport everybody, then I'll give you a chance to stay in this country. I think there's going to be some people there that educate that system around him, and he's gonna figure it out, and he's gonna use it as an opportunity. At least that's what I'm hoping for. But we'll see.
I now go for your massage.
You're really sensible. You're really smart.
yeah, guys. Yeah, 100%, guys. Welcome back, guys. Debate the news. Yeah, 100%. That was, guys. Once again, is Donald Trump immigration policies racist or is it law and order? Thomas, are you still over on CH, Thomas? Thomas going once. I don't know because I'm not looking at CH. Okay, obviously he may not be there. All right, so guys, the floor is open. I mean, you guys, all of you guys got there, and all you guys got there, and all you guys sat here and listened. What do you guys think? I mean, is this policy racist, or are they law and order? You guys had a lot to say prior to the room. Hopefully, you guys take an opportunity to speak now that we're live on a podcast. Anyone wants to jump in?
It's law and order, man. It's law and order. At the end of the day, immigration policies is people getting stripped off of job sites, this, that, and the third. It's been happening since day one. People weren't asking, was it racist when other presidents were doing it? Obviously, DJT is doing a lot of his own tactics, moving in a lot of certain ways. But if we want to just start calling it racist now, I mean, we should have been calling it racist from the jump. No, what do you think?
Not being racist.
Hey, come on, bro. It's law. Like this. Were we calling it racism when Bush was doing it? When Obama was doing it? When Biden was doing it? No. But now it's a question of, is it racist? It's crazy.
Did Obama ban people from coming in?
At the end of the day, like I said, Trump is doing his
No,
own tactics, but
yeah, but I'm
people
saying,
getting taken out the
but
country has been
tactics.
happening.
But Marty, tactics do matter, right? They speak to what what you're
Okay. Uh
thinking.
huh. Uh
All
huh.
right.
Uh
Did
huh.
Obama or Biden ban people from various countries, many of which are from Africa or,
No, not that I recall.
countries?
Absolutely not.
No,
I don't
they
think so.
did
No.
not. Okay.
No. No.
Did they violate due process such that the Supreme Court had to tell them you're violating due
No.
process? Yeah, his tactics are wrong. Okay,
Okay.
now and I don't really want to speak to whether he's racist or not. I think his policies
No, but
are
that's the
generally
question at hand, though,
well,
Tira.
okay. I think his policies are generally popular. I have no objection to getting rid of criminals or people, who are here and should not be here, etc. But I also feel you have to do it the right way. But I would say the thing that bothers me the most is the South Africa stuff, the Afrikaners, because we all know they are not uniquely refugees and people from Haiti are not or Venezuela. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, for sure, for
There,
sure.
I
So,
feel that tipped over into an area where I have to say that's sort of like racist to say
so,
they're the only people who have an issue,
so let me ask you a question. Like the question at hand that JB is asking: do you feel like this is racism or law and order?
I
It's either
think
one or
that
the
part
other.
of it, I think that part of it was racist. Okay, I don't see any reason why you'd bring in some Afrikaners who seemingly are not even at risk of any sort of genocide. Nothing, right? There's no evidence of these things. Very few white farmers have been killed. There's no organized. You know what I'm trying to say? They have some money. They actually have more land than anyone else in that country. I guess I feel like that tipped over. I
So
really do.
let's be very clear. You're speaking specifically to the situation with the Afrikaners, not the entire
No,
immigration
no, no.
process
But
with ICE.
no, 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 no. What I'm saying is when you say those people are the only people who are serious asylees and refugees, and nobody from Haiti or nobody from Cuba or all these other countries which are not white or which are not the white refugees, all these other countries have no real issues. To me, yeah, I gotta believe
Okay.
that's a little racist, don't
So
you
you're
think?
saying that this is more so racism, not law and order. To
That's
be
what I'm
clear.
saying.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead back to you, JB. But all right, cool.
All right. Anyone else wants to jump in on this, guys? Because what's going on right now is the reason we're speaking about this is ICE. ICE is tearing LA up as we speak. They brought the National Guards in, and they are in
You mean the
LA tearing.
protesters are tearing up LA and ICE is there? I mean, but go ahead.
No, ICE is out there raiding. ICE is raiding in the
But remember what states they're rating the most, okay? I've said this many, many nights, and you're all saying, just let your algorithm go to Massachusetts, and you will be flipping out when you see what's going on. They're acting insane in that state right now. Insane. But I asked Rossi earlier, if there's an immigrant in my car, am I going to get arrested? The answer is no. No, Cindy, you're not going to get arrested. Just like I said last night. And you're all going, oh, no, you illegal immigrant, you're in your vehicle.
No, 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 we didn't say that, Cindy.
Yes, there were many
No,
people
Cindy, what
that
we
did
said
say
last
that.
night.
No,
No,
that's not
Cindy, I
true.
think what we're saying last
I had to
we
say it
did.
five fucking thousand times
But
that two of my
Cindy,
guys got pulled over. One was legal, one wasn't. One didn't get, and they've been partners for 18 years. Again, built a great company up, Marble guys, built a great business, paid their taxes, caused no harm to the community, and gone.
Yeah, but that's law and order, right? And
Yeah,
that's the
that's
definition of law.
you just heard from a lawyer, and a very good lawyer, by the way.
That's law and order. I feel bad for those two big individuals because they shouldn't be
Of
targeted.
course we do. We do. You just heard what Rossi said. What does he do? How much money of his money that he makes does he donate back to the communities? Not the rich, the inner cities of Boston.
Let me ask
So
you something.
basically,
Do you think there's an appetite for pulling over a guy like that in the country? I mean, I'm really asking. Do
No,
you think most
Tara,
people would be,
they
yeah,
got pulled over, and the truth of the matter was, it does not have a Spanish name on the van, right? It doesn't at all, actually. Okay, it's the name of the towel company. Period. It
No. I'm not
wasn't.
asking that. What I'm asking is, in the country, do you think most people want the sort of person you're referring to in your bank taxes deported? Or do you think maybe
No,
we
I
could come up
don't.
if we? I don't either, and I think
But
that's the problem. We're
again,
not
Tara,
talking to
when
Congress. We're not having a
Tara,
law.
that
You know,
we're thinking with our hearts right now, right? But if you ask any attorney, they're going to give you the same answer. Illegal is illegal.
no. But
What do
what
you think? I haven't
I'm
bantered with so many people over
But
this.
Cindy, what I'm saying is illegal is illegal, correct? But we could pass laws that would allow people certain
We
not
could do a
pathway to
lot of things, but
citizenship.
that's
We
not
don't do
happening
any of that.
today.
Why don't we do any of
Obama
that?
already
I don't
had that in
understand.
place. Obama already had.
Well, but you know what I'm trying to say? I think most people, when it comes right down to it, don't want to see, mothers who have been here 20 years stripped from their family, or people like the person you're describing who's at a thriving business. I think they'd be happy if we could figure out a way to not to make them citizens. You can't vote, but you can stay. I think, those people, right? I think that would probably be acceptable. Maybe, I'm sure not to much of my base, but to a lot of them, there's a sympathy here. So why aren't we having these discussions instead of, what we're doing? I mean, like I said, I don't think most of what Donald Trump is doing is illegal in the sense of ICE going in, except I don't think they're showing warrants sometimes, which is illegal. I, but I do think that there is a middle ground here that many of us would be fine with, and nobody's talking about this. Congress isn't leading on this. He could lead on.
Something, if you could help us out. So, people who are here undocumented in the US, it's not a criminal offense, correct?
Yes, you're here illegal.
No, but
Well,
but
it would be a civil. You'd be
it's still
deported civilly, but you have an option. Obama called them all civil violations, but I think there is an option to call them criminal. But honestly, immigration
But
laws,
you know what,
you know,
Tara, let's talk about the guy that was taken out 5 times, brought back and snuck back in. And wait, what did he do to those Jewish kids? When he went to the museum. Where'd he go again? Remind me.
the
In
Museum of Jewish
DC.
History, was that it?
And did
That
what
one.
to them?
He shot.
He
Well, one of
killed.
those Jewish, one was not, but
No,
he shot
no,
both of
there
them.
was four. Two or four. Two.
Two.
And then in
One.
Colorado,
Yeah. Look,
flamethrower.
but
But
nobody is
again,
saying.
the guy in
Right.
Washington was deported 5 times, Tara, and got back in again and gets back in again. That's because your borders are open. So
Once
do you
again,
want your borders closed? Yes, you do want your borders closed.
Cindy, we can do that. Trump has, in many senses, or at least from what he's saying, we actually don't know how many people are sneaking in because we've never known that. But he is
But
basically.
we do know the
But
one I just said to you came in
yeah,
and out
but
5 times.
what I'm saying is that person clearly should never have been allowed back, or he should have been caught, sent out, should be jailed, should be punished, all that stuff, of course. But what I'm saying is, if you have a leader in place, it seems to me that one of the things he could do would be to talk about some of the people who were, maybe they overstayed a visa 18 years ago, but they've been respectful. Let's just say they're not
Yeah, we
criminals.
could
They're not.
talk about the 15-year-old kid that got what
Yeah,
Massachusetts, right? Right
yeah.
again, Massachusetts.
But why
And
don't we have
did
those
you hear it?
discussions?
Did you hear his interview sleeping on cement floors, a 15-year-old kid? He didn't know that at 6 years old he overstayed his visa. He didn't know that, but they let him out. They let him out, thank God. But he literally was wearing a band from they give you a silver or whatever that blanket thing is, and he was sleeping on concrete in a room, guys in the room. Too many in the room. I mean, do you grab a 15-year-old kid that is a great student, plays sports, has done nothing wrong? They did let him out. Now I don't know what happens from here, but he explains in an interview what it's like there.
Who did that?
And he just you have to Google it. 15-year-old kid from Worcester, right, Ray?
Was it recently? Was it ICE?
Yeah. Oh, it's from Milford. If you Google it, yeah, 15-year-old kid from Milford, Mass. Pretty sad if you watch the interview,
Man,
you know?
to talk to Donald Trump.
But he did say, thank God for two people, that one woman that was extremely kind to him and one other, whatever you want to call them, ICE officers, security, or whatever they are, wherever they get put, they were very kind to him. But when they said to him, "You overstayed your visa," he was said, "Well, I was 5 when I came here, and I guess he was supposed to be gone by 7." He said, "I didn't know any of this. I was 7 years old."
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's it. If you watch that interview, it's pretty sad. It was pretty sad.
So when you voted for Donald Trump, did you think any of this was going to be happening?
No, I don't think this was going to happen.
So I mean, you kind of like blindsided, like he hit you with a left hook with this, huh?
Again, he did say what he said, right? I just never thought it was going to be to this extreme. I thought, okay, we're going to get all the bad people out, even though we got our own bad people, by the way. We're going to get their bad people out of our country. But I didn't realize it was going to go to this level that we're going to go by every construction site in Massachusetts and we're going to take people off the streets and arrest them. And that's what they're doing.
They're not done. They finna come after the employers too.
Dude, I'm talking about guys working on a roof and the ice pulls up and pulls them all off. I'm talking about you ain't finding guys at Home Depot anymore. So somebody said that last night. Oh, yes, they are. No, there's no guys in my state, anyways, hanging out at Home
Man, let
Depot
me tell you
hoping
something,
that a
Cindy. I will
builder
speak
pulls
to
them
that.
up for a day.
Cindy, you're absolutely correct because right here in Texas,
No
shit, I
shit.
was at Home Depot yesterday and today. And let me tell you something, the regular one where there's usually 10, 15, 20 guys out there. Fucking ghost town. Ain't nobody was out
Yes.
there.
And those guys are typically looking for a day's pay.
Absolutely, yeah. They
And
look quick, get that
hopefully,
quick day
if they
labor.
do get picked up by a builder, the builder holds them because they're good workers, right? And if they're not, the builder will use them for a day or two and then release them. But again, if you can grab some very good guy, I have never done that. Personally, I've never driven up
Shit,
to a Home
I have.
Depot in all my years.
I have. You pay them $150 a day, and you'll get whatever the hell you want out of them. Let me tell you, and a lot of them, Cindy, they're some of the greatest workers, and that's what they're looking for. They're looking for consistent work. Whoever's got it, they're looking to stay on with you. And yeah, they'll show up every single morning right there, that same Home Depot, looking for work.
They all
Oh
over
yeah.
New Jersey and they all over New York.
But yeah, no. So I was just telling what
You
Cindy
know?
just said. She's absolutely correct because, like I said, the two
But
Home
Lewis, and
Depots.
I can't speak for New York and New Jersey, but I can tell you this.
Hey,
No one's hanging out at Home Depots right now
ain't
waiting.
nobody hanging. I'm letting you know you're right. It's because it's happening here in Texas as well. They're not hanging out at the Home Depots, and they usually are. And shit's getting built around here, but they're not at Home Depot no more. That's for sure.
But again, what was the reason to go to Nantucket and pick up the landscapers, the guys working at
I think your buddy
restaurants?
Rossi was right when he said they were sending a message.
Of course, they're sending a message. He's sending a message to the state of Massachusetts, like you're going to play, or we're going to hit you guys hard, and that's exactly what he's doing. And again, Haley's not, so that's a problem. But people are going to they're starting to get pissed at her. So again, her ratings are down. You know,
I mean, but
So
there
Cindy, are you
will.
so quick
surprised
question.
her ratings are down? I mean, look at the bullshit at that freaking that Dunkin' Donuts. That shit's still circulating the web to other parts of the country. People are still only just finding out about that. I mean, are you kidding me? How could her popularity be up in any way?
So I got a quick question. So we had a person in this room, cough, Adrian, who lives in a 10X community, and she said the grass right now in her 10X community is up to her calves because they picking up all the migrants in her area. I was just wondering how Grant's going to respond to all the migrants that he had working for him being taken off the grounds.
That's not see now, Louis. You're saying that wrong, and I'm going to explain to you why. He's not hiring the migrants to come cut the lawn. He's hiring a company. That company
Thank
is
you,
a
Cindy.
legitimate company. Who the company hires. So what you just did, Lewis, was a fucking right hook
It
for
was
no
a
reason.
joke. It was a joke.
Oh,
Look,
okay.
yeah, it was
So
a joke.
remember, we
It
hire
was
companies who they hire. We don't have control over. We don't have the right to ask
Now you
you,
put things in
Lewis.
place,
I
right?
need you to show me proof of all the people that work for your company that they are all American citizens or they're in process or they've got green cards or work visas, we don't have the right to do that.
As a
You do
realtor,
understand that, right?
Put it in the contract and ask them that that they have gone through the due diligence of making sure that their employees are of legal working
Well, you
status.
hope they do. You hope they
No,
Cindy,
do.
put
Cindy,
that
let me
in.
ask you a question. A prominent builder goes out and hires 1,500 illegals. Out of 1,500 people. Out of those 1,500, about 850 of them, 700 to 800 are legal or illegal. They don't have proper paperwork. I mean, it's not uncommon, right? His job site gets raided, and now he can't complete his jobs. Do you feel bad for that builder?
The builder or the subcontractor, which one are you talking about?
The builder, not the subcontractors, because obviously that's a whole nother
Typically,
ballgame.
builders, legitimate builders, do not hire
They do,
illegal
Cindy.
immigrants. I mean, come on, buddy. You're on my jobs. You
No,
you
I mean,
know
come
that.
on, Cindy. We're not
You
talking
know that
about you.
everybody at C Stumpo
We're not
is
talking about
legitimate.
you for
But
sure. Obviously,
good,
you do.
yes, yeah. If you're talking about little guys that are going out and doing what you guys want to call fix and flips, which is the most stupid word I've ever heard in my
I
career.
mean, not even just fixing flips, Cindy. Right now, I mean, remember what happened?
Real
What was it, 2 years
builders,
ago in South
real
Florida?
real real builders with reputations are very careful, and they always have been.
Cindy, 2 years ago in South Florida, it was freaking ghost town on the job sites when raids were happening. And these are major builders building large communities, apartments, this, that, and the third. I'm not talking about just single family.
Again, those large developers hire builders, they hire the subcontractors. Don't confuse a developer from a builder.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Okay,
That's why I'm
so the
speaking of the
developer
builder.
hires, coastal construction, right? Coastal construction is one of the biggest construction companies down here in Florida. Now, once they hire coastal and coastal goes out and does the build out, now who coastal hires as subcontractors, that's on coastal. They can't control all that. Talking about big
Yeah,
companies.
so you guys cannot put it in the contract for Coastal to do their due diligence to make sure their subcontractors do their due diligence to make sure
Listen,
that their employees.
Carlos, did we as builders and developers have in our contracts COVID? No, we didn't have that. Did
But
we
what I'm
get
saying is,
hurt? Yes, we did
you
because
know,
price went flying. Now, do we have that in our contracts? 1,000% in every contract at C Stumple Development. Now
so
you're asking, should we now have in all of our contracts to our subcontractors? Do you have legal? We are
No,
enforcing that.
Cindy, I'm sure there's something in the contract saying that the subcontractor's complying with all laws or something, right?
No, no, we don't
There
get to,
isn't?
we do not get that technical that
Right.
we're asking
Um,
if your help is all,
I was
No,
getting
no,
right
but
up.
I'm not saying,
legitimate.
I'm saying just comply with laws would cover you.
Again, our contracts never had that. Do our contracts have them now? Yes. Did our contracts prior to COVID? Look, I honored every one of my pre-sale. I honored every one of them. Okay. Marty, you know that you've met all those clients. Okay. Could have I backed out of those purchase and sales? Those prices were going up insane. I honored every purchase and sale, and I did not walk away and say, listen, I've got to give you your money back because prices have gone sky high. I pre-sold this home to you for 15 million, 18 million, 12 million, 10 million. We honored every contract. That's it. But that's again, it all depends on who's running the company. Now, were there other guys getting out of purchase and sales? Yes, they were. They didn't have the spread. They had to get out of them. And the buyer said, no, we're holding you to this purchase and sale. So some of them now have fought out in court and have lost. Those builders, once you sign that purchase and sale, it's hard to get out of it. Both ways, by the way. You as the buyer, me as the seller. But there were builders that said, I'm sorry, but I can't do it unless you want to pay the difference. I cannot sell you this property, even though there was a purchase and sale. Some walked, some didn't, some went to court. But today, do we have it in all of our contracts? Yes. Today, as of 2 months ago, now we have it in the contracts with the subcontractors. We need to know that when you sign a contract with C Stumpo, that you are bringing your help is legal to be here. But did we know this years ago? No. No, we didn't because that pressure was never put on. That type of pressure wasn't put out there.
But you guys knew that it was illegal to hire people without papers, right?
Again, Carlos, you're not
Carlos, you don't
understanding here.
understand.
You're not following what I'm
You,
saying. If
yeah,
I,
Cindy's right.
Carlos, it's
I
very
deal with this
simple.
too.
If I hire you and you own a plumbing company, okay? I am dealing with you, Carlos, the plumbing company. Now, am I going to sit there and drill you for 3 hours and say, Carlos, okay, let's talk. How many of your guys are illegal? How many guys are legal? No, we didn't do that. We didn't do that. That was on your back now as a subcontractor, as Carlos the plumber, to make sure who he hired, you're doing the right thing. We can't police everything out there. We can't police thousands of guys that come in and out of C Stumper development.
No, she's right. It's on the individual employee. There's other measuring things involved in that with the and it's called M something, but to where the projects get done on time, and so you might hire certain subcontractors, but you can't control what the subcontractor does.
And then a lot of these guys too, they have appointments with the immigrant office. It's just that a lot of these appointments are out for like 8 years. And
Exactly, Courtney. And
so
that, Courtney,
so their green card
therein
is
lies
expired.
therein lies one of the biggest problems that we have seen is that, you know, we have a big Brazilian community. We don't have a big Mexican community like down in Florida. Our immigrants are Brazilian, South Americans, right? They're from most of them are Brazilians. With that being said, they go to their own lawyers, their own people, and then the lawyers just keep taking their money, and a year goes by, and another year goes by, and another year goes by, and they just keep paying the money, and their own people are hurting them instead of just being straight up with them and saying, listen, it's going to take you 3 years. Let's start the process. I've seen guys work the process 9 years and still not have their paperwork properly done because they hire these, again, inexpensive Brazilian attorneys or attorneys that can speak Portuguese, right? Because most Brazilians speak Portuguese, not Spanish. Let's get that straight too. And they can't afford the big dogs either.
Cindy, and something like I mentioned earlier, I was speaking to my pops about this. That goes even extensive to those communities to where you have people, they're getting immigration mail. They're going to these people, they're paying them to read their mail. They're paying them to fill out paperwork. You're damn near, it's not almost like your interpreter. And what's happening is these people are getting sucked out of their money years and years and years, and basically thinking they're making progress through their immigration system, and they're getting screwed. So not only is the
Absolutely.
system screwing them, they're
Absolutely.
getting screwed by their own communities, and it happens in all communities. I mean, Billy the other night told us about the lady she knows in the African community where it's happened to her, and like I said, this happens in all immigration communities. So that's something that I wish people would
Well,
also
Marty,
look
let me
within.
let me simplify this.
Go ahead.
If you took the Italian communities in Boston, right, and then you had the mob, and then all these bakers and restaurants and bakeries and you name it, they're all paying protective dues back in the day. Who was hurting them? What were they paying protective dues for? Because the Italians were taking advantage of the Italians. I mean, it's been going on for like this forever, forever. Okay, I need protective dues. I got to pay you protective dues because you're going to protect my store from who? I'm in an Italian community. Who's going to come in and hurt us? So, yes, it takes them years and years and years, and they're paying these attorney bills. And usually, most of these attorneys are real scumbag attorneys, and that's what they are. Let's call it what it is. They're not going to a top tier lawyer that's making $500 an hour and is going to move this through and knows what to do. No, they're going to the cheap attorney because that's what they can afford.
And
And
that cheap
take
attorney is going to take their money, and before you
every
know it, they're getting
fucking month,
deported
every month.
every month, every month, damn near every time they see them.
And you're right. And they don't speak the language. So this friend says, go see this guy. And this friend says, go see this
No,
guy.
it's not
And
just
on and
go
on.
see this, guys. Cindy, it's I have to bring you this paperwork. My parents lived this life for a short while. My parents didn't speak English. They take this paperwork to the trusted members in the community who are going to help them interpret this paperwork for you. And this was before the time they started sending mail in different languages and whatnot. I mean, I don't, but at the end, yeah, you're getting this stuff interpreted for you, and what you need to fill out, they're filling it out for you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people get screwed over. I mean, this shit is real.
No difference than Rossi's parents when they came here. He's first generation Italian. Okay, first generation. They spoke broken Italian. That's it. Completely. Father just died a year ago and still was speaking a broken Italian, right? Busted his ass his whole life as a mason. Was able to, was smart. He did buy 2 families, 3 families, 4 families. He did. And then as Anthony got older, I mean, wait,
Oh,
Anthony
your
was
chicken
driving
plate
to
was so
McDonald's.
good.
Anthony was driving to
Oh my god, it was
McDonald's
amazing.
working.
Like dessert, like I would pay $12 for that dessert. It was delicious though.
Okay. I think what you guys have to understand is that you can't, when you get guys like Rossi or you get guys like Grant, these guys have did it on their own. They didn't have any help to get to where they got to. I asked Rossi the
Well,
question.
Cindy,
That
you
guy
got
works
like,
nonstop, Carlos.
yeah, but Cindy,
You couldn't keep
you're
up with
acting as
you
well.
couldn't keep up with a Rossi in a million years. I can't keep up with Rossi.
Oh, here's what I'm saying. But you're acting like we haven't done things ourselves as well. We haven't come from the gutter ourselves as well. We don't know people in our family and our meeting circles that have come up from the gutter as well. I mean, we don't know everybody's background. Their backgrounds are very exceptional. You know, I applaud Grant for what he did with himself, but we can't act like he's better than other people.
Who says he who, what, but who says that people with money are better than other people?
I didn't say
Did you
that.
did you hear that in Rossi's voice that he's better than? Actually, he busted Jonathan's balls. What, Ray? A year ago when he goes, no, before Trump got elected. What did he say, Jonathan? What did he say to you? Yeah, he brought me. Jonathan goes, yeah, you're hurting Rossi really bad. I heard you just bought another new Rolls. He goes, no, Jonathan, let's get it straight. I just bought 2 new Rollses, okay? Yes, he's got a private plane. Yes, he has all those things. But does he give back to his community? Yes, he does. And is he known for that? Yes, he is. And even as a lawyer, do you know how many cases he took on, free cases, just to help people? He's the guy you called. Do you know how many MS-13 gang members he's had to go in front of court, in front of judge with? Because why? He's from that area, Everett, Chelsea, Revere, where they are all hanging out. And I asked Rossi, were they all killers? No, they weren't, Cindy. They really weren't all killers. Were they bad guys? Yes. Were they all murderers? No. But were they bad guys? Yes. But I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer. And I got to defend. That's my
Cyn-
job.
Cynthia, listen to that man speak, man. I was impressed with him. He came across to me like somebody with integrity and has principles.
1000%.
Yeah,
Rossi,
and
1000% has all those.
yeah, he came across like that. I
But
was.
Sir Jude, I'm not hanging with friends that aren't like that. But I've tried to
Um,
explain this to you, all of you, many times. Ray and I do not socialize. We socialize with every type of people. Number one, yes, we have a lot of friends that have a lot of money for sure, but they're all hardworking guys that came from nothing, zero.
one thing that I picked up from that too is that you brought him on stage and introduced him, even though that you knew that he's not going to agree with you
Thousand
on
percent,
every on every topic. So
thousand
that
percent.
kind of that gave me a little bit of insight of you too, being a person of versatility. You surround yourself with people of different perspectives, so it's not like an echo chamber. It kind of speak volume. That's my observation. But yeah, let me answer Jonathan's question. Jonathan asked a very important question: Was is Trump's policy racist or law and order? I think his policies is neither racist nor law and order. I think his policies are um, are more or less transactional. I think his policies are discriminatory and not necessarily racist, but discriminatory. And I think that any claim that is founded on law and order is more or less vitiated by the fact that he does not respect law and order in implementing his policies. That's my view on it. And I rest.
I guess it's crickets now.
So I'm gonna add to this. I just know that, I have a few guys that work for me and they have, green cards expiring, but they have try to set up court dates. They have dealt with attorneys, they had paid attorneys in full. And escorted them to these lawyers where they're paying them. And my youngest guy, he's like 22. He paid his lawyer already $18,000, and now he's saving up money to bring his wife and his child over. So, and he's trying to go, and each person is trying to obtain driver's license, and I think a few have obtained driver's license already. So what I'm saying is they're trying. My thing is invading these restaurants and these places. That's a lot. That's a lot. I think that's too much. And I'm sorry, and I'm gonna have
Courtney,
to.
you're in the Northeast, so you're seeing that. But you go to Texas and other places that are red states, it's not as bad. It really isn't as bad as it is on the blue states.
100%. I'm on job sites every day, and I have a translator, and it's this is not happening in Texas.
It's happening in Jersey, and I see it. I'm seeing it very often.
You're in a blue
Yeah,
state, which by the way was a little bit purple on this last go around.
that is true.
Okay, what's that, Ray?
New Jersey will be a swing state by the next election.
Yeah, I would say that definitely a swing state on the next election for sure. Mass, you had two states that went one blue was Mass, and Oklahoma went all red. The only two states that went one blue all the way and one red all the way.
Texas
Was
gonna
every
be a swing
county.
state.
What's that?
Texas gonna be a swing state.
Texas is not going to be a swing state. You're
No, I
dreaming.
don't think it will.
Come
Yeah,
on, Liz. Where
it
you
won't.
coming up with that?
That's another joke.
The media will tell you that, but that's not gonna.
They say that every 4 years and they're always wrong.
Yeah, exactly. They say that every 4 years and they're always wrong is right.
No, I mean, well, the media says it.
But then again,
Yeah.
keep pushing people from Mass and the Northeast to Texas and the West Coast to Texas. Maybe it will change because they're going to bring their political views to those states. If I lived in Texas, I don't want you coming from the Northeast or the West Coast with your political views. Keep
But
your
that's what.
political views and stay in your own state with your political views.
But that's what's happening because a lot of the head corporations, their headquarters are now located in Texas. So people don't want to deal with the cost of living, especially in Jersey and New York, because it has gone up substantially. A lot of people are allocating down to Texas. So it might happen in 15 years.
Good, I'll be dead.
You will not be
Oh my
dead, Cindy.
gosh, Cindy, that is not a
I'll
good
be
argument.
yeah, I'll be 75. I won't give a shit. How's that? And Grant will be 80. But knowing Grant, he'll still be out there hustling and moving and grooving. And I don't know. I
Cindy
don't
got
I
another
don't know that guy gets
35 or
things
40
done.
years on
But
this earth. She keep trying to cut
Exactly.
herself short.
That
hey,
part.
listen, I live in reality, folks. Okay.
Hey, listen, you too good of a person to be leaving us. Cut
Hey,
the crap.
Lewis, listen. You spent 38 years doing what I do, buddy. Your body hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Everybody thinks I was just a finger pointer. Now I point my finger. But no, there was 20 years I was on my knees every fucking day, and I wasn't a prostitute.
I love that you put that at the end. Nice caveats.
Okay. Every time I say I'm on my knees, right? It's like, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, like, yeah. But
I mean, that goes with the business. I mean, come on.
it's a tough business. But Louis, you got to remember, a lot of the products we used back in the day, we didn't know that it caused liver cancer and kidney cancer, and we had products like Tolly, and I know you don't know what this is, but you can Google it. But we would wash our hands in this shit, right? And wash our arms and get everything off of us. Now everything has skeleton heads. So I have to deal with the reality that I've been around a lot of bad products for 38 years. Asbestos. Oh my God. How much asbestos do you think I was breathing in when they were demoing or, boof. Now, today, you have to remove all the asbestos before you can demo a house down or
No, that's a
demo a
fact.
building.
That's a
Rossi
fact.
and we just bought a school. We're going to turn that school into, we'll get probably in the school alone 60 units. And next to it, we're hoping to grab another ground up build of another maybe 80 units. But again, it's not because the lawyers we hire, the townies, it's because Rossi, his brain is so brilliant. He finds the holes in things and goes, oh, hold on here. We have this whole other parcel here. We can ground up another whatever units over here, renovate the school, get this many units in the school, and the other lawyers were in a Zoom meeting the other day. I'm in Florida, and I'm watching Rossi eat the lawyers away, like the local lawyers, because you have to have a local lawyer when you're going in front of the board. But I know what Rossi's going to do. He's going to take our local lawyer and let him open up, and after 5-10 minutes, he's going to shut him down, and he's going to close the deal with these boards. He's going to rezone the area. He's too smart sometimes. But we do make fun of him. They still sounds like my cousin Vinny. That's awesome.
Is he like a land use attorney?
Rossi's has been he basically was a criminal attorney, but became somehow in his career. Rossi, how old's Rossi now? 50, right? 51. And then became a zoning, for he just took over. Like, okay, here's the areas that I'm building units in. He went to a certain area and then just became the biggest zoning attorney there. But he will find a loophole in everything. It's just the craziest thing. I was watching the Zoom meeting. I'm watching the other attorneys in the office just sink to the, like, they know what to say to him. So, but what he's not telling you is, because he's not going to sit there, he's not a bragger, but he's picking up deals left and right on commercial properties. He's buying a ton of commercial properties. And he's what? He's rezoning them to resi. But you also heard him say people that are applying, and I'm sure Grant's seeing this too in his units. A lot of people probably, don't. I think to rent in Mass right now, a $3,500 unit, you have to show an income of almost 200,000. I'm like, well, they're not buying the unit. You have to show 200,000 to rent a $3,500 unit. But those are the corporate buildings, right? The Toll Brother buildings and those buildings. But those are their guidelines. Rossi, myself, anybody that's privately held, if we want to, hey, look at Rossi gave this woman a chance. Not only did she turn on him, then she goes and sues him. She wasn't qualified to pay that rent, and now he did a good deed, and no good deed goes unpunished, right? So
What's the average price of his two bedrooms?
Rossi's are about, I would say the average is anywhere from 28 to 3,800 a month, Grant.
Yeah. But you see, that's the problem. You guys have a local problem. You're extremely expensive.
Exactly. And
So
by
we're
the
not
way, Grant,
these consumer sentiment and the consumer sentiment numbers actually broke a 5-month streak this last month. Number one, number two, he made a comment about we're spendings at 2008 levels. That's actually that's not true. I mean, we're not.
I don't know.
People are not spending money like they did in 2008. I mean, I know he's
No, he
extremely.
said they're not spending like 2008. They're not
No,
spending, meaning
I thought what I understood him to say is the
no. He
consumer
said
spending.
it was bad as what it was in 2008.
No, but that's not true. Is what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know. We'd have to look up those numbers. But
well, I did
2008, 9, 10. Come on, Grant. People were not spending
as
money.
soon
They
as
didn't have money.
because I'm like I don't think so, but let me check it out. But my point is, people are still spending money, guys. Like I had 65,000 people signed up for this webinar we did today, and 10,000 of them showed up, and they want to. People want to create wealth. People want to create wealth. They just need to learn how to do it now.
But Grant, let me
The
ask you a
tariffs,
question.
the
Are
tariffs will
those
not affect.
people already small business owners that are coming in and trying to learn how to level up
Across,
their business?
no, that some are, but they're across the board. Startups, entrepreneurs, and probably some people in this room were there. They're looking to increase their income. Everybody knows that's a problem, but guys, that's not a new problem. That problem has existed in this country for 75 years. The ability for whether your house is $5,000 when it was when I was growing up, or you earned 5,000 and the house was 14 grand, it was a problem buying a house then.
Of course it was. People laugh and go, "Oh, your first house your parents bought was 14,000, right, Ray?"
Yeah,
But
the payments
14,000
were
was a lot of money
$88.
back then.
Yeah, your payments were $88, and people were struggling because they were making $400 a month. But that's what people forget. Like, it's always been a struggle. If you're going to stay in the middle, you're going to get crunched. If you're going to stay in the lower third, you're going to be crunched your whole life. Everybody around you is going to get crunched. So the only thing you can do is figure out how to work better, how to invest better, how to use money better, become financially literate, and start learning how to take advantage of the system the way it's built. This is not a new problem.
Well, also, it's who we elect. Who do you guys think the next president is going to be?
Yeah, but
Not really going to matter.
I got to
No, just
disagree with
wonderful.
you on that because I want to tell you this. I don't care who the next president is or who the president is now. It's not going to stop me from going out and making my living. I control my own destiny.
That
Period.
part.
Yeah, but who we elect, that's biggie.
Again, I'm going to
I
control
mean,
my own
who's
destiny.
available to be elected, who we're given to be elected is, I mean, some people would say there's a pretty large part of the vote that's like anyone but the other one. It's like not a lot of enthusiasm for our options. And I get it. A lot of people are excited about Trump. Are y'all excited about JD Vance next?
Hey, Cindy, you're talking
Yes.
about the apartments in Massachusetts. My son has a one bedroom at the Avalon in Canton, twenty
Yeah,
six
how
hundred
much
dollars
is
a month.
that? How much is that? 2,800 or 2,500?
So that's just the average over there at the Avalon.
Right. So what are they
And
charging for that one bedroom
He
right
said
now?
4,600, and they
no,
listened to him.
no, 2,600.
Oh,
26, 26. Yeah.
It's 920 square feet.
Yep. So I said that's the number I gave Grant.
And
Yeah, see, that's
the
gonna
only
be.
reason he even got the apartment is I had a cosign for it.
Exactly. You had a cosign
Yeah,
because he
or he
didn't
would
have
never even
enough
got it.
income
Right.
to imagine you have to cosign for your kid's apartment today, right? There's where we are.
But again, that's going to be 1,900 in Miami. It's going to be $1,100 in Houston, or in the Midwest. So it's got something to do with where you live. So it's not terrible for everybody. By the way, this is not a it's a 75-year-old problem, folks. And Democrats have been in charge of this country for a majority of those 75 years. If you guys go back, like, just look at the numbers. Democrats nor Republicans are solving the problems of the middle class. They're consistent for long periods of time. It's not a new trend. Donald Trump didn't cause this. It is what it is. So if you think there's going to be some president or some political group that's going to somehow solve your problems, don't be surprised when they don't.
Quick question. How do you guys feel about all these bailouts?
Who's been bailed out?
Who's got
I'm
bailed out?
talking about
That
our
was
country
oh 08,
bailing
9,
out.
10, 11. But who's been bailout now?
I'm talking about our country bailing out all of these other countries.
Yeah, well, that's the Fed. That is
Yeah.
called the FED. They are destroying our money system under the pretense of saving other countries, which we shouldn't be. This is what your tax dollars are going to, and basically they're making us poorer, us suffer at the expense of quote unquote saving the others out there, because we're supposed to be the bleeding saviors of the world and save all the other poor
Yeah.
countries.
But
And all we're doing is making our
that
money.
is true. But Grant, And I'm not a
All we're
conspiracy
doing is
person.
making our money weaker, our financial systems weaker, and becoming more indebted. The middle
Yeah.
class is paying,
Well,
and all that money is stolen, by the way, before it gets to those countries. It
Hey,
never
that's where
makes
I
it
was
there.
going, Grant. I'm not a conspiracy person, but how much money if it goes there and turns around and comes back into the politicians'
It
pockets?
never makes it to those countries.
Zero.
100%.
Yeah, but it's been occasionally framed as spreading democracy. And I mean, I get it. There's other, like oil, and there's resources and other things that happen. But I mean, there is something to be said for democracy itself growing.
Yeah, I don't know what's to be said about that, except it ain't fucking working. It ain't working because we're becoming more and more dependent on everyone as we continue to send funds that never make it to these countries. By the way, they don't want this. They don't want our religion, our democracy. Why do we do that? Why do we try to export America to everywhere?
It's all about control, Grant.
Well, we could export,
What are you
the
talking about?
people get to
Some of these countries
vote,
don't even want
freedom
us
of
in there.
religion.
We're giving them all this money. They don't even want us in there. Okay, they
Yeah, but
want to drive their camels
IMF
and whatever.
it's all about putting them under the IMF control. So that way you always have a reason because they'll never be able to pay it back. It's about going there and stealing natural resources. We don't just
Man,
give money.
Carlos, me and you agree on that, bruh.
100%.
It's always been about that. Yeah, and on the side note, I heard you put on a good event last weekend, Grant. Congratulations on that.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
Yes, he did. It
congratulations.
was phenomenal
Congratulations.
because I was there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. It was
He had
better
great.
because
He
you were
had
there,
great
Cindy.
speakers. Ray was all excited. He got to meet his two heroes. Two great guys, by the way, Grant. They were great. They were awesome.
Who was that?
Who's the
The
heroes?
Nigerian brothers.
Oh,
Who? Who's that?
Their names was Pete and John, and they're very cool guys. Very, just I don't know. Ray and I was sitting with Paul for a good. What was it, Pete? Oh, we was sitting with Pete. Right, I'm sorry, for about 45 minutes. He was fun. He was fun, really fun. But I thought great speakers. Met a lot of just you know what, really down to earth people. Like I'm sorry, but at Grant's house, everybody was down to earth. No one was over there flashing and talking like big shots and just having a good time, smoking their cigars and having a fun time over there.
How come I
So
didn't get the invite?
what's that? Oh, Ray is still pissed, Grant, that you didn't give him a cigar. I told him where
oh,
the
Ray,
cigars
Yeah.
were,
Ray, all you
and
had
he
to
didn't
do.
bring
How
his
come
own
I didn't get
cigars.
the
I go,
invite?
why didn't you bring your own cigars, Ray? Because
Nah,
I
Ray.
wasn't going to go to
Why
Grant's
didn't you
house to
ask,
smoke them.
Ray? Like all you had to do was.
Yeah, Ray. Ray,
Welcome
why did
back,
you ask?
Kevin.
I told him, bring your own cigars.
No,
And then
you.
he wanted to bring Grant these very expensive cigars. And Grant's like, nope, don't come to my house with a present. I don't want a present. Do, do, do.
Thank you so much for not doing that.
By the
Well,
way, what's an
the way we were
expensive
raised, you
cigar?
don't go to people's homes empty handed. Sorry, doesn't work that way.
By the way, what's an
You love what, Ray?
expensive cigar? How
Yeah,
much is an expensive cigar?
Ray loves that, by the way, that you don't like
I
to
don't
have
know, 50
kids.
bucks.
50 is an expensive cigar?
No, it doesn't matter how expensive it is. It doesn't have to be expensive. I don't think about a cigar, the cost of the cigar. You either like the cigar or you don't. Like it's.
There you go.
Some people like light. Some people like medium. Some people like dark. I like them strong and
Oh,
dark.
He likes them strong. Ray likes them weak.
I like Cuban cigars. I don't like Honduras. I'm like export the Hondurans, get rid of them all. Import the Cubans.
Ray smoking a Monte Cristo now. This hotel's going to kill us.
Yeah, that's a number. Is that a number two you're smoking?
It's a Churchill.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a great cigar.
Whoa. Yeah.
But you like what? You also like David Off. You like
Yeah, that's
the
a good
P,
one.
which Padron.
Yeah.
He's got expensive taste. He's a snob when it comes to cigars. You are a snob when it comes to cigars. I like what I like. Okay.
Well, where's the balance tonight? This all y'all got? Y'all got nothing.
Do you guys realize?
LA, LA.
Right now, they just sent the
We could
National
get
Guard
Riots
some
on the
violence
street.
They
going.
just sent
National
the
Guard.
hold on, breaking news. They just sent the National Guards to LA.
2,000 troops.
Oh no, they've been there. No, the
Oh, they've
National
been
Guard's
there,
been there
Ray.
for 5 hours. What are you talking about?
No, another 2,000. He just it's on the news.
And by the way, the LA Police Department is not participating.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
Yeah. You know, those damn
Trump is going to
Democrats.
take on all the major cities first. This is what Trump does. So this is one thing I agree with Ross. Disagree. Trump has to take on the biggest of the big. Okay, so he's like, I'll take on Harvard. This is what he does, guys. He takes on the giants. It sends a message to everyone else. I've said this since February. Okay, first
It's
thing, it's his game, dude. This is how he plays the game, and
don't you love it? Don't you
I
love
love
it?
this, dude.
It's
We
the
need this.
fucking
This
greatest
country
game on
needs
earth.
this. And Tira's in here with her bleeding
Yes.
bullshit, uh, talking about, oh, but does America really want this? Yes,
It's
they
how
want
he
it.
gets around the media.
They
You
want
know,
it. The America's wanted this for
it's
many, many years. Stop the
How's
bullshit.
he
We're
polling
out of
right now?
control
it's
here.
it's just
Grant,
so
how is
glorious
Trump
to
polling
see
right
all
now?
these.
Not that I believe polls anymore, but how's he polling?
Doesn't matter.
39%.
See,
What is it?
Trump's
It
playing the
doesn't
long
matter.
39.
game.
It
You
doesn't
know,
matter. He's not.
everybody's playing the short game, and Trump plays the long game. Okay,
Kevin, nice to
and
have you back, by the way, buddy. Haven't
yeah,
seen you in a long
yeah,
time.
yeah. I know, because you know what? It's bullshit. Listen, I mean, I can't say that I haven't been listening to you guys, but it's glorious not to talk and just listen because, you know, I mean, Trump is playing the long game. I just don't realize that, you know, it's funny to see the titles and everything that you guys are proposing, but he's playing the long game. You guys don't realize what this is, but it's the long game. And, you know, the whole Elon and Musk game, this is the biggest political play in the history of this country. Okay. Just like I said with the childhood vaccine, guess what? That got fucking erased.
Hey,
Okay.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, how much marijuana are you smoking tonight?
No, I don't smoke any marijuana at all. Okay.
How
Make
many how many
plenty.
Xannies are you popping tonight?
I don't pop Xan. Are you serious?
How many
You
perks
know,
are you
I went to a really nice restaurant in Palm Beach and hung out. And then I had to get on here because I
Hey, why are
saw
they
all you
sending more?
guys on here.
Why are they sending
And
more?
then I listen and listen and
Why are they
listen.
sending more
And
troops
I'm
in?
like, oh, I gotta get on here and talk because these guys are so full of shit. You know what,
Dude, we
Nelson?
missed you, man. Where the hell you been, bro?
I know, man. You know what? My wife said, you know, chatter really needs you.
That's a fact. We need our water boy, man. Come on, bro.
Love it.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
How's everything going, man? How's life? How's business? Everything.
Life is so incredible and business is so incredible. You know, I just have to say, when you get off of the social media for a little while and, you know, you just focus on what's real and what's, you know, because you got to face it, all the shit that's been going on for the last, you know, since January is all bullshit. So, you know, now here we are at half the year and, you know, everything that's been going on is pretty much all real bullshit. It's all smoke and mirrors. And, you know, now we're going to get to the real meat of things in this next half of the year. And I can tell you this, my stocks are back at pre Biden stock market. And, you know, Bitcoin is fucking doing amazing. Okay. And that's all we can hope for, you know? All this other bullshit is just smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, he definitely popped a perky tonight.
Fuck you. You know what?
Yeah,
Hey,
let
hey, you
me
know
just
what?
yeah. I want
Hey,
to say this right
listen.
here, Kevin.
Hey, wait,
Kevin,
wait,
because
wait. Listen. Hey, wait.
Kevin, hold
Hold
on,
on a
Kevin, because you
second.
just
Hold on a second. It was two incredible bottles of an incredible Oregon wine, super special, and a really nice dinner.
Mixed with a little
So
bit of Diddy pink Coke.
No, fuck you, Diddy. You're the one at Diddy parties, Jonathan. Diddy party.
Hilarious.
Yeah, no, yeah, but Kevin,
John,
you just said, yeah,
Jonathan,
one
he's
thing.
so high he confused my voice for yours.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
know
How
I
high he
didn't.
is.
Yeah, but anyway, no, Kevin, my question for you is this right here. You said everything
Oh
that's been
my
going on
god,
since January, everything that's been going on since January, you said has been all bullshit.
do you know what,
Smoking mirrors. No, no, but
Jonathan?
January is the office.
I wanna
So
repeat everything that you've said since January. Okay, all your titles to all your bullshit rooms. I mean, seriously, I applaud you. Okay, for everything, but Trump's playing the long game. I'm sorry to tell you that. Okay,
yeah, but
sorry to
I don't
tell
think we had
you
any controversial
that you guys
titles.
can keep on whining.
We
What
haven't
does
had
the
any
long
controversial
game
titles.
mean?
No, they're all
What does that
great. They're
mean?
all incredible titles. Absolutely incredible. No controversy. Absolutely incredible titles. I've been following every single
Ma,
one.
Ma, are you still here?
Kevin, are you
Cindy.
driving tonight?
Oh, is that Dr. Hope?
Yep.
God.
Dr. Hope, you know what? Let me get off Kevin for a second. Dr. Hope, how are you doing tonight? What's going on?
And we just had a Maha meeting with 4,000 people in Austin. It was incredible.
Really? So you're
Really?
in Austin, Texas,
Wow.
huh?
Where in the fuck are
Well,
you at? Like, are
Wait, wait,
you
you
know
wait,
on
where
wait,
I
the
wait,
am right
Kevin,
now?
internet
I'm
Kevin,
right
tonight?
Kevin,
next
Kevin.
to.
Don't spoil the content.
I'm back in Arizona in Grant's promenade property is absolutely unbelievably great. His 10x
So
house.
you were in Austin, Texas tonight, and you're now in
No, I
Arizona.
was in Austin, Texas last week, and I just got back, and I'm leaving for Palm Springs tomorrow. If we don't have like
Wow, you're
Can you
living the
do a
national
life,
boot
guard,
camp?
What were
Kevin.
you
Mute your
doing?
I'm gonna
What
goddamn
were you
see
mic.
if
doing at the
Del
promenade
Victory
property?
is chasing Grant's ass and trying to meet with him. But anyways, I'm fine. Everything.
Really, really
Oh, she's
Everything.
interesting.
stalking Grant.
Dr.
Yeah,
Hope, Dr.
man, I'm
Hope,
stalking him.
let me ask you a question. What is your preferred mode of transportation? You fly private,
Plane.
you fly commercial, first class. Like, how do you move?
No, plane. I'm in
Private
the
plane?
airport a lot. I don't have a private plane, but I'm in the airport a lot. I went to after Austin. I flew to San Diego, and I went to the biological dentist in Tijuana for the day. Then I flew
Oh,
back
you
to
were in
San Diego.
Mexico too?
That was interesting.
Damn.
A biological dentist. Is that what
What
you
Yeah.
the
said?
fuck?
Dr. Hope, I've got
Oh.
another question for you, Dr. Hope. Um,
Uh-huh.
why is it that I no longer see you on Chatter? You're always in the
You know what? I
debate the
can't get
news
in.
clubhouse side.
I can't get in.
Are you
You
sure
got.
that's the case? Because it seems
I
like
don't. You know. Listen.
after I was trying to get you to cam up that day, you stopped coming to Chatter.
No, I came in for a while, but I've been trying. I've been traveling a lot. I was in
You're here
Dallas
every night though
and
on the other
Austin.
platform.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't get in. I've tried to get in. I haven't been able to get in. I'll try again and tomorrow
How
probably.
convenient is it that you stopped being able to get in after I tried to get you to
Oh,
cam up?
fucking Judge Nelson.
No, I'm
Judge
serious,
Nelson.
Kevin. For like, I swear, bro, it's crazy. Yo,
Holy shit,
dude,
this is the million
dude,
marathon,
this one day,
folks.
right? Yo, Kevin, this one day, right? I think it's like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I can't remember. Um, and she was like, she just met with Robert Kennedy. She's by the beach in Cali, whatever. So a few people were on camera, and I was like, Doctor, cam up, show us the views. She said it was a lovely view that night, and she couldn't figure out how to work the camera. So we were all trying to like walk her through for like 30 minutes, dude. It was crazy. And then she was like, next time she'll show us, bro. Ever since that day, she always checks in from Clubhouse. I haven't seen her
Anyway,
on Chatter ever since, dude.
Holy
you know,
shit.
Grant, you should treat Elon Musk with your 10x health. We're trying to do an intervention on him right now.
Elon Musk.
Guy's a
You're
drug
trying to
addict.
do an
He's.
intervention with Elon Musk?
I did 2 years ago. I did one
Elon.
on SpaceX.
You
You
could
know,
come
I
over
seriously?
here and get up on
So,
camera
hold
and
It
on a
doesn't
second.
matter how
Wait, wait,
fucking
maybe
wait.
rich
Grant
you
would
are. The
too.
No,
disease doesn't
this
care if
is
you're from
breaking
Yale
news.
or on the
This
jail.
is
It doesn't matter.
this is
He's an
breaking
addict.
news.
Dr.
You guys
Hope.
And
understand?
Dr.
RFK
Hope.
is sober 40 years, and this
Dr.
is
Hope,
a this isn't a
do you
joke.
still have the chatter application on your phone, Dr. Hope?
Yeah, but you listen. I'm pretty tired right now, and I will try it tomorrow. Okay.
What if Grant would? What if Grant would come up and meet with you? That's your goal for
I
the day, right? You'd
No,
accomplish
it's
it
not. I'm
if
getting
he
him
cammed up
and
and he
Dell
did.
together. I don't really. I'm getting Dell Bigtree, who's a good friend of mine, together with Grant. So I'm going to be with him in Palm
Who's that?
Springs. We're trying to hook them up. Dell is the head of the Maha movement. He is the
Interesting.
Are you here,
CEO.
Grant?
I don't know where
Very
Grant is.
interesting, Dr. Hope. All righty. Okay.
Oh shit!
Nelson, blood in the
Let's
streets
fucking
yesterday.
go.
I remembered that very clearly. You're like, blood in the streets, blood in the streets. What was
Who,
that
me?
all about?
Me?
Yeah, you're like,
What
blood
The
was
in the
National
what
Guard's
streets.
been called in L.A.
what blood in the streets? I'm confused.
You were saying yesterday, blood in the streets, blood in the
Kevin
streets.
will meet with you.
Allison, can you mute her out? Like I'm trying to hear what she's saying. Go ahead.
Yesterday you were saying blood in the streets. I guess there is blood in the streets today in LA.
Oh yeah. So basically, I'm confused. What exactly are you asking?
Why were you saying that?
Because it seemed like there was going to be blood in the streets. I was even talking about L.A. I was talking about. I think I was talking about Trump and Elon. Right. This was like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I can't remember.
Either can she.
It was
Yeah.
yesterday.
Dr. Ho, but it seems like you're still awake. I mean, you might as well just check in on Chatter. Just click the app and
Look,
log in.
okay,
Listen, it's very important if you could just log into the Chatter app.
100%, without a doubt.
I heard you've got big things coming by the end of the week or next week. I'm curious.
That is a fact. Very
I
soon.
can't. You know what, Nelson? You know one thing I could never imagine.
What's up?
Okay, is I could never ever imagine in my lifetime to ever fucking log on to Clubhouse again. I couldn't
Yo, dude.
imagine it. I fucking couldn't imagine that.
Except when you're being pressured to cam up, you can't. You gotta, you know what I mean? But check in from that end. Dr. Hope, so what are you going to do when Jonathan stops multi-streaming to Clubhouse after we drop V2? Are you going to come
I'll
to
probably come
Chatter
over to
then?
Chatter. Are you? I
What are you
probably
going
will
to do at
come
that
over
point?
then. I'll
Huh?
come over then. Are you gonna drop Clubhouse? Is that your plan?
Well, Jonathan's going to do it. Once we drop V2, there's no more Clubhouse multi-stream. That's dead.
All right. If I have any trouble getting in, I'll email Jonathan. I tried and I haven't been able to get in. I'll try again.
I
Not
mean,
tonight though. I'm
what's
tired.
the difficulty?
I don't know. It just hasn't worked. I'll try it
Well,
just
What you mean it
how about
hasn't
Dr.
worked?
Hope? How about we have an extra
what, Kevin?
we have an ex how about we have an exercise right now? And how about we try to
Oh no, I
log
don't
on
want. Listen, you
immediately
guys.
right
I'm
now?
tired. I
That's
I'm I'm
yeah,
dyslexic,
no,
so it's
well,
a
it
little
doesn't
hard
matter.
here.
Tired, you're still gonna stay on Clubhouse. Might as well just try to
I
log
will in the
on to
morning. I
Chatter.
promise I'll move over.
You
I'll
know,
do it.
see, it's a whole
I'll do
different
it
thing.
tomorrow. I promise tomorrow I'll do it.
Oh,
I
Dude,
will
I
do it.
oh,
guarantee
okay.
you it was because of that
Wow.
cam up thing, bro. I swear, dude.
No,
Put a
it
one in the
wasn't. I
chat
was
if you
on
believe
for a
that's the
while
real reason.
after that.
Put a one in the chat, guys, if you believe that's the real reason. Hilarious, bro. Crazy.
That's not Nelson. It's not the reason why. But we don't need to go
It's a
there.
bunch of ones in the chat right now.
It's not the reason why. I went through Jonathan's course. Did you know that? Did you know that
What the hell
I
does that?
went through?
What does that have to do with the Chatter app?
It's why I got off Chatter because there was too much gossip.
Too much gossip about Jonathan. Jonathan runs a club called Debate the News. What does that have to do with the
No,
app?
no, I went through his course, and
What
I
does that have
just
to do with
needed
the
to
app?
take a break. I've been busy in my
Whoa.
job. I've been
What
How
does that
working
did
have to
you?
do
on.
with
I've
the
been
app?
really busy.
What does that have to do with the
Anyways,
application?
I'll try it again. I've tried it 4 or 5 times, and I'll try it tomorrow. Okay? I
Dr.
haven't
Hope,
been able
you're
to get.
capping like a motherfucker,
I'm telling the
Have
truth.
you
man.
got
Holy
secrets on your
Nelson.
phone you're worried about, Dr. Hope?
you capping like crazy,
No,
bro.
I'm not.
She's
I'm
like,
telling you the truth.
Hilarious,
Anyways,
dude.
holy shit.
Nelson, I'm muting.
Yep, I know.
Oh man, this
I've
is
had the
so
same
much like the
problem. I'll
olden
be your
days.
guinea pig.
Holy shit.
Dude, it's a I'll be your guinea
Oh
pig
man.
That's if you crazy. need one. Bro, she knows everybody, man. She knows Robert Kennedy. She knows this
And
person. She knows that billionaire, this one, everybody, bro. She's lit. She's lit. She knows more people than Grant Cardone.
Hell
And
no,
Cindy
I
put together.
don't. I don't. I just know certain people in my field, okay?
What's your field?
what's your field?
I did the legislation in Congress for complementary and alternative medicine. I did what's called the DeShay Bill. I beat the pharmaceuticals in 1990. And
What wait, whoa, 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 whoa,
I
whoa,
frontline
whoa, whoa, whoa.
legislation in
That
the
was a
1990s and
gigantic
I won.
mouthful. What was
But you know, I did
complimentary?
meet his CEO. I'm involved in biohacking and health, and I have been since my entire career. So those are the
Love
people
it.
who know me.
Love it.
Is Dr. Hope on Clubhouse right now?
Yeah, dude.
Hey,
Yeah.
Grant, I've been trying to get Del Bigtree in touch with you. We're going to be in Palm Springs at the Freedom Festival. He definitely wants. He,
Grant, will you meet with her right
seriously,
now if she
and
comes over to
it's not
Clubhouse
funny.
and
It's
doesn't come
really
up,
serious. You don't
No,
even.
she
logs
has to
into
come over to Chatter.
Who is that? Who's
Anyways,
Dale Bigtree?
Allie,
You know what
get
that
your
is?
shit straight.
Del
I know who
Bigtree's
Dell
the
is.
head of Maha,
He's a
and
big
he's the
deal.
one who created Robert Kennedy's job. He was his manager.
That's your boy, Dr.
No,
Hope.
he's not my boy. My boy.
That's your man.
No.
I'm gonna laugh at you guys if she actually is who she says she is.
Get
Just
the
saying.
fuck out of here
I'm
with
gonna
that.
laugh.
Get the
I'm gonna
fuck,
laugh
get the
at you.
fuck
Google, you
out of
can
here.
Google
Bro,
my
I'm a
name. I
fucking
am who I
astronaut.
say I
I
am.
was on Mars yesterday. How about that?
Yeah, no shit.
Like, hilarious.
Who just
Nelson,
said that?
I'll be your guinea pig.
Anyways,
My
I'm
chatter
muting out.
implodes. My chatter implodes when I open it. I've kicked it and rebooted it 5, maybe 10 times.
Ma'am, you
I'm
need to get a
all
new
about it.
goddamn phone, man. That's what
No
No,
shit.
I've got a brand new phone, so that's a bullshit.
you gotta update that thing, man.
did you try to delete the app and reload
Yeah,
it?
try that. Try deleting
5
and
times
reinstalling.
I've done it just since we've been talking. It's not the first time. It's a new
What kind of phone
phone.
do you have?
I have an iPhone 16.
Are you sure you're downloading the right app?
I don't know. Is it called Chatter? Hello?
Chatter Social, not Chatter.
I know. I know. Seriously, I'm not bullshitting. I want you guys to be successful. That's why I'm here.
Are you on Chatter right now?
No, I'm on Clubhouse.
No,
Nah, that's
she's
coming from
on
CH.
Clubhouse.
What's your name?
Joe Blacketer?
Joe Black.
I'm pretty sure if I
Blacketor.
look into this shit, it's probably gonna be some
Blacketor.
stupid shit.
Uh,
I'm not even gonna waste my fucking time.
Well,
Ma'am,
I just want to
download
help.
the app like every other human being that's currently on the app right now. Log in with your account. If you can't figure it out,
Hey, hey,
reset your
hey,
password.
I'm a
Okay?
cryptologist. I know how to do that shit. I mean, I could write the code, but I'm just
Ma'am,
trying to help.
listen. I'm not a cryptologist, and neither are the 2,000 people that have been
Wait,
online on the app
wait,
today.
what is a cryptologist? I gotta
None of
know.
us are cryptologists, but we figured it
What is
out.
a
So
cryptologist?
I'm
That's
pretty sure
like a
you can
dead
figure it out too.
person? Isn't a cryptologist like a dead person?
Yeah, you're dead. Goodbye, Kevin.
Oh, fuck, that's a dead person cryptologist.
No, that's like I don't think. No, that's not the case.
Linguistic.
Um,
cryptologist. No, it's an important thing. I just can't remember what it is.
The decipher
Thank you.
Well, somebody Google it.
Coding. It's
Yeah,
to
so
do with.
code
they
detective.
analyze. Yeah, they analyze like data and patterns and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, it's heavy shit. Kevin is definitely heavier than water.
The word crypto comes from it.
Kevin's on perk 30s again. It's okay.
He's
Dang,
like
Kevin.
water's life, not death.
Nah, it's actually some important shit. It's not bullshit. You got to be really
No, I
smart.
don't want to be important. I want you guys to succeed, really. If you ever need help in terms of tests, I'll be a beta person.
Awesome.
What's your
How could
guess
you
for
be a
what?
how could you be a beta person if you can't even log on to the app?
It's
Well, that's why
exploded.
it's
You're saying
low
you never
being a
see
low,
anything,
Kevin.
but it just closes right when you open. That's it.
Exactly.
Always.
It implodes. It,
It's Joe
You
B.
have
She's
no
been having
idea
trouble for a
why
while.
it's doing it.
So we're Clubhouse is going to be in a funeral. It's over and out. No more Clubhouse.
Well, not for debate the news.
Oh my. Okay, I'll come over.
I guess y'all better get it together.
Hilarious.
so, what are you recommending as a fix besides rebooting it and reinstalling it multiple times? Is that the answer?
Ma'am, ma'am, I have no idea what's going on your end right now. I highly even doubt you have the right app downloaded, to be honest with you. But if you do, click on it, hold it, delete it, go back to the App Store, search Chatter Social, download the one that comes up as Chatter Social. You should be good.
All right, I'll try it. I'll be back.
She just said
How's your
she did that
baby,
5 times,
Nelson?
right?
How's your kid, Nelson? How old is your kid now? Like
No way.
five,
There's no way she
5 months
that
old?
happened 5 times.
Is your kid
What?
5 months old now? How old's your kid now? 5 months old? How is your
Well,
kid?
download the app, come in Jonathan's room, and you can ask me about it here.
I'll
Yeah,
do it.
there you
But
go.
God
Right?
bless your kid.
I thought you were tired. What happened? You're still here.
I'm too tired to do technology.
You're doing technology right
Oh
fucking
my
now, though.
god.
Oh,
It's a
not. I
click.
mean, like,
It's the click of the finger. It's like boom, boom, and you're there, Dr. Hope.
Oh my god.
It's boom,
Hey,
boom,
yo.
boom.
Like 110 here. It's very hot here. It's 110.
It's
Hilarious,
too hot
dude.
to move your finger.
Tino,
Why?
Dang,
I
that's
can't
hot.
sign in and chatter. Something's the matter. Something's the matter with chatter. I'll try tomorrow.
Okay.
Hilarious.
and oh, I
Hilarious.
mean, can anybody identify the level of idiocy in the last fucking 6 months? I mean,
What?
it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Itty,
Holy shit.
see.
Say it's apocalyptic.
It's at perk
Do you
30.
know that there was a book, and this is true, in the 1800s, written by Baron Trump called The Last President in Russia? This is true. This is not made up. You can Google it. Written in the 1800s by Baron
Boy, you
Trump.
sound like you're ready to go right now. You sound like you're on,
All right. Good night,
like you
everybody.
just woke up from the dead. Okay?
Sound
All of a
like she just hit
sudden.
a perk
And
30.
yeah, perk 30.
Turn up.
What the
Perk
fuck is a
30?
perk 30?
Who do
Bro,
you?
Google it.
We'll look at it tomorrow.
Hey, what's up, Kevin?
What's up?
Kevin is feeling
Hey, good to see
right.
you, bro. Good to see you.
You guys.
So, Kevin, who do you think is going to be the next president? Who do you want?
Donald J. Trump.
You want him to have a third term?
Absolutely. 100%. He deserves a third term.
Do you think we deserve Canada? Greenland.
You know what? I really think that Canada is not a worthy of the 51st state. I think they're a bunch of I don't even want to say I think they are. But I don't think they're worthy of the 51st state.
Okay, Supreme Court or Donald Trump? Who you going with generally?
Donald Trump.
What if
Yeah, I
the
mean,
Supreme Court's literally upholding the Constitution and Donald Trump's not?
listen,
Still Donald Trump.
listen.
Still
You gotta
Trump.
realize this. Listen, you gotta realize this, right? Where all you guys are jumping up and down and getting all crazy. There's no one ever been president of these United States that has upheld the Constitution as well as Donald J. Trump. Whether you guys can whine about it and cry about it or not, that's the facts. And you guys can dispute that all you want, but everything that you say is like puke in a river.
Soup
Can
in
you
the
say
river.
impeach?
So that's the Constitution. And you're for, wait, who was that? What'd you
No,
say?
that's not the
You're
Constitution.
for
That's what you guys
normalizing,
think. That's what you guys think.
normalizing not paying attention to the Constitution. Sorry,
Listen,
whoever that
listen,
was, I spoke over
everything
you.
he's done, listen, there's no one that has actually followed the Constitution, no other president, better than Donald Trump. He's
Okay,
he's the
so
one
there's
that's
great,
actually
there's,
You
following
smoking,
it.
bro? You smoking?
No, no, no,
so you
no. You
cannot
guys are
follow the
smoking.
Constitution in a mediocre, in a hugely
Oh,
good way, and he's doing hugely
wow.
good way.
Wow. He's the most incredible president we've ever had. Ask anybody that knows anything, okay?
Apparently, your
Ask.
people went to sleep in this room.
No, they didn't go to sleep. They're listening very quietly.
Hey, man, I miss your wit, man. I miss your wit.
What's that?
Said he
I miss,
misses your
You,
I,
bullshit.
I miss your wit, bro.
you best what?
He misses your
I miss you,
bullshit.
bro. I miss you, man. I bet some of that shit you be saying, man. I miss that shit, bro.
Who's that? Who's that?
This P man.
Oh shit. Oh my god. Okay, that's good. I'm
And he
glad you
called you
miss it.
witty.
Yeah, I'm Libby. Yeah, but I'm true. I'm right, and I'm truthful. I mean, you guys don't see your bank accounts growing. I just want to know.
How is Trump making your account grow? And
Well,
with facts, not
first of all, let me
opinions.
tell you this: the little scuffle with Elon Musk. If you would have actually put just actually when Elon Musk's Tesla stock when it tanked, okay, on the day that they had the spat, if you would have just put $5,000 in there and you would have woke up today with how much you would have had, you'd been like,
Okay, leading with trying to trade
see,
successfully a
listen,
stock that's
listen.
gone.
That's
Maybe
where
if
you
you
guys are
started
missing the
it,
boat. Listen,
that's a bad start.
here's the problem. Here's the problem. Okay, you guys are all missing the fucking boat. Okay, while all these guys, while y'all are whining and crying and saying, "Oh, he shouldn't have deported that person. He shouldn't have deported that person." If you were paying attention to your fucking bank accounts, every single person in the last 6 months in this room would have made a fucking fortune if you'd have been paying fucking attention to your
So
bank
wait,
account
you
instead
skipped
of paying attention to politics. If you would have been paying attention to your bank account, you'd be fucking rich.
and you skipped past giving one example of how your bank account was impacted positively by Trump. You've got
Positively.
tons of
my
examples,
my
right?
stocks my stocks went up at least 60% since Trump took office. Okay,
Wait, but the
and
S&P
the place
goes up
the
like
place that
7%
I
on
while you
average.
guys have been bullshitting on fucking Clubhouse and all these other shit. Okay, while you guys been bullshitting on that, and if you guys would have been paying attention to like real world, real shit, what's going on, you guys would have made a fucking fortune. That's
Are
all
you
I got
trying
to
to
say.
learn day trading?
No, it's the fucking facts.
You're a
Ask Grant
buy it
Cardone.
and hold it.
I bet you Grant Cardone has increased his net worth in the last 6 months by at least 15 to 20%. Okay, while you guys have all been playing around, he's been fucking secretly working his shit. Same thing with Cindy Stumpo. Same thing with Ray. Same thing with everybody that's actually doing something that's smart on this app. They're actually moving their money around, fucking making shit happen while everybody's saying, boo hoo, cry. Oh, they deported this person. They deported that person. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh my
but
God. He's a father and he has children. And oh, God, help me.
10% is kind of common for both sides. It's whether the president is Democrat or Republic. Grant making a bit more than that, right? He's a smart business guy, but is he saving in taxes? Trump, are you
Well, do
Trump?
you
Are you here,
realize this?
Grant? Are you saving
Listen,
money,
this big,
Trump?
beautiful bill is big and beautiful. Both big and beautiful. Okay. You know what? Yeah. Oh my God. It takes away the health care for so many millions of immigrants. Oh
So
my God.
are you no
Oh my
longer Team
God.
Elon?
Help me. Listen, you know what? Team Elon did this, okay? Listen, they've been burning his cars down for the last 3 months or 6 months since Trump took office. Now all of a sudden the Democrats teamed up with Elon and said, Elon's right. Elon's right. Elon is a friend of Trump. Okay? They made the biggest political play in the fucking history of this country and nobody even realizes it.
What is the
You know what?
biggest play?
Well, put it this way.
Doge?
Put it this way. If you would have put $100 million into Tesla stock on the day it tanked down, today that 100 million would be worth like 480 million. Okay, 100 million to 480 million, pretty good fucking play if you're paying attention.
An individual stock.
Kevin, where are you coming up with these bullshit numbers from, bro?
No, ask Grant.
What do you mean,
Don't
ask
even tell
Grant?
me bullshit.
What are you talking
Don't
about?
even tell me don't even tell me bullshit numbers, Nelson,
They are bullshit
because
numbers.
no, it isn't.
Dude, Tesla stock has not gone up 400% in the past couple of days.
no
Are
i
you on
didn't
drugs?
no I didn't say that. I
That's what
didn't
you
say
said.
that.
It just dropped
No, I
like
did.
30% in 2 days or something. So it probably had a bounce.
It lost a
You literally just
hundred
said.
billion. It lost $100 billion when
You said.
the day they had the spat.
Hold on. 1 second, 1 second.
It
Chill.
lost $100 billion the
Mute
day
your
they had the
goddamn
spat.
mic, goddamn it. You said if you would have put 100 million.
Oh, you weren't listening.
No. This is what you said. If you would have put 100 million the day they had their spat, you would have been up 400 and something $1 million. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Confirmation. He did say that.
So what I'm trying to tell you is those are bullshit numbers.
No, he was right, Nelson. If you would have shorted it, not bought the stock, but if you would have shorted it around 336 when it started,
No
you
one's
would have made a
fucking.
killing.
No one called Trump and Elon getting involved in that. No one's fucking shorting that. It's not possible. Not happening. Not happening. Not even the smartest people in the world. Who would have known Trump and Elon were about to go ballistic? Come on, man. That's cap.
Yeah, nobody would have known, but I think he was saying if you would have shorted it that day when it started around noon,
No, he said if you would have bought
yeah, then
the
he's
day of the
capping.
spat,
He's capping.
yeah, that's bullshit.
I don't know. When did it start taking? Was it the big, beautiful bill that was the catalyst?
No, when they started around Thursday, 11 o'clock, Ellie, it was 3:36 or something like that, and then it
Bro, it's been
ended.
tanking. It's been tanking all year. It's year to date. It's 22% down.
I just meant this big drop that happened recently.
On
Well,
Thursday.
Yeah, that too.
yeah, on Thursday it went down some more. I don't even think it's fully recovered.
Yeah, 15% went down to 273 or something like that, and then it came back to 300 on Friday.
hmm So it hasn't even fully recovered those losses. So Kevin pulled that out of his ass crack and thought no one was listening in the room.
Take us to the left field. Because really what happened was I said, okay, you're saying that we're all going to make money. I said, give me an example of how you've made money because Trump is your president. And Kevin went to a what if scenario of if he would have invested at the right time in Tesla as his answer.
Kevin is on drugs. He's on a perk 10. Dr. Hope is on a perk 30.
You're full of shit, Nelson.
And the stage is listening. Stupidity at its best.
Okay, so then, Kevin, let's say you can't get Trump for a third term. Who do you pick for your next president?
Definitely not Nelson.
Would you vote for Grant? You're just governor.
Maybe for governor.
What about JD? You like him a lot? You ready for 8 years of him running everything?
He's the most obvious pick after Trump, Allie.
When is Barron going to be old enough? How old do you have to be? What's the youngest you can be?
35.
Whew. Okay. We're not going to have somebody without at least a prefrontal cortex developed.
Yo, Kevin. Yo,
Yeah, yeah,
how much water have you sold this year?
a lot. Fucking lot, man.
Boatloads
A
of that shit.
lot. What?
Boatloads of that shit.
Oh my God. Can't imagine.
Did you
But
package it?
I got some. Listen,
You changed the packaging?
listen, I have 7 of the top 50 Michelin restaurants in the whole entire world using my product.
That's
Hello.
fire. Did you change the packaging for it?
Yeah, it's all set, man.
What does it look like now?
What?
What does it look like now?
Oh no, not for the water. I haven't changed the patent. I'm waiting for you guys. You guys were all like, "Oh, we're gonna fucking give you a label and all this shit." Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Cindy
Who?
Stumpo.
Who?
You said, "Oh, we're gonna you and Cindy and everybody were like, oh, we're gonna set you up with a label and blah blah blah." Oh my god.
Dude, I don't even know how to do labels, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, no, you did. What do you mean you don't know how to do labels? Look at your
Hey,
logo.
I said I was gonna give you a logo. Why the fuck am I
No,
gonna
I
give you a
said
logo?
no. I said no, 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 no. See, that's what you do. You're like, oh my god, what did I fucking give you a logo? No, I said you said I don't do labels, right? And I said, yeah, right. Look at your logo. Like you don't know how to do marketing and fucking entertainment, really?
My logo, dude. I didn't do my fucking logo. Our designer did my fucking logo. What are you talking about, dude?
Well, I'm sure that you had to approve it, or you just let somebody do something that you
Of
didn't
course,
approve of.
of course, I gotta prove.
Well,
Why the fuck am I gonna do?
obviously.
Why the fuck am I gonna do your logo? Like, what? What the?
Oh,
What are you talking about, dude?
no, you guys don't remember shit.
You got to be on a perk 50, bro, not a
No,
30,
you're
man.
on a perk
You
100.
got to be on a perk 50, dude.
I've been cracking
Hey,
up for
listen.
That
5 minutes.
motherfucker's popping some shit.
Hey, listen. Hey, why don't you guys tell? How, listen. How come that I'm not getting my 50 fucking G's?
What's that? 50 G's for what?
Well, you guys don't remember the bet? Of course you guys do.
What bet?
The bet for Trump being president?
Why would I ever bet against Trump being president, dude?
No, no, you didn't bet. John Legere bet.
So what's that got to do
50
with me?
G's. No, I'm just saying.
Yo, are you on drugs tonight, bro? Like,
It's cracking
No,
Unbelievable.
up.
maybe
Nutty.
you are,
are you
Nelson. Maybe
fucking
you are.
high,
Maybe
dude?
you are. Maybe you are.
It's like comedy.
Like, what the fuck does John Legend's bet have to do with me, dude? That shit is crazy. He's like, yo, Nelson, you owe me 50 G's. I'm like, from who? John Legend lost the bet. I'm like, what the fuck is that got to do with me? Oh, shit. Hilarious.
Crying. I'm laughing so hard.
Hilarious,
I
dude.
think the Zanny kicked in.
Hey, man, my boy Kevin.
Telling you.
My boy Kevin is
Oh,
living
so
life.
sorry.
He's living life, man. He's having a good time.
No, no, sorry.
He's having a good time tonight. Mm-mm-mm. Are you guys still up in this room? Put a one in
Oh
the chat if
yeah.
you're still up.
I am. Okay, wait. Let me. Can I just say I have another? I have. I'm gonna cam up because I have another room opened up. Look, here's my other. I've got another room. Room. It's on autopilot. Check it out.
Wow, two fucking people in there. Wow.
It's me and
Are
my
you
bot. My
are you
bot and my
trying to
and
are you
now it's
trying
me,
to
myself,
migrate
and my
people over
bot.
there? Yeah, okay, well, just calm down because we don't allow that in debate the news. How about that? The fuck?
Yo,
Okay,
Kevin,
kill her
yesterday,
cam.
right? I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. I was in a room at night. We were talking about you, and Jonathan brought up the day that you and Jerry got into.
The
Bro,
fuck?
I was laughing my ass off when he was telling that story. I was
Well,
laughing my
Jerry's a ghost now. No, he ain't around anymore, huh?
Nah, he's cool. I mean, I'm cool with him. He and Jonathan not cool though, but I'm cool with him.
Oh shit. It was, first of all, it was Jonathan was okay with Jerry and you weren't cool with him. Now you're cool with him and he ain't cool with Jonathan. But
Bro,
guess what? Guess
listen,
what?
man.
Guess what? You're never gonna solve and make him cool with John. You're never gonna make him cool with Jonathan. But Jonathan, he would have made him cool with you.
Listen, man. I'm a social media app founder, bro. I'm cool with everybody.
I know. I know. Holy shit.
I'm cool with everybody.
Okay. Hey Nelson, look at see the right half of the screen.
Yeah, what's that?
That's playing with the using two fingers on the mouse and the bot,
Yo, that's actually pretty cool.
right? So if I can move it right now, watch. Well, I don't want to change it because I
Like,
really like this one. It's hard to get it, but you can basically use two fingers and really move it. I won't be able to get this one back, maybe, but look, watch. Okay.
are those like
Like,
two tabs or something? Oh, you have like a lot of tabs. Oh shit. Oh, that's hard. That's pretty cool.
What is she doing that in chatter?
Nah, I think that's on her computer. I don't know. That's pretty cool shit though. It's pretty cool.
yeah, it's the bot.
Nah, that's
What do you
hard.
mean it's the bot?
That's hard, Allie. It's pretty cool.
Right? A little bot art.
Hilarious, dude.
And you can, so I can squeeze it and make it like a whole bunch.
You should do an effect with Kevin's water.
Yeah, no thanks.
H3O. You know what? Boom. That could be your logo, bro. We can set it up. Designed by Allie Walker. Fire.
Yeah, fire.
Yeah, bro. It'll cost you like $200,000 because Allie
Yeah,
is
sure. Yeah, sure.
Allie, do you take credit
I'll
cards?
just, here, you can get a screenshot and
Fuck
take it,
you.
Kevin.
Give us some All right, let it.
On your vibe, Nelson. You're on your vibe, bro.
Dude, what are you eating? What's that on camera?
I'm solito, watching the fight right now. Left the wife, the kids at home.
Oh yeah, there's a.
Solo, having wings, chilling.
Oh yeah, I see. There's a room on Chatter with the fight. What is that?
Yeah,
UFC 316.
yeah, big fight, bro.
Yeah, that's hard. I'm not a big UFC fan like that though.
No, I know that. Yeah, you
I'm a,
gotta, get up to it though.
I'm a boxing dude, man. I'm waiting for the. You got some pretty big fights coming up.
So, which one is the next one to come?
I think Tank. No, no, no. Canelo and what's his name? Crawford. The Saudis are putting that together right now for
A big
September.
fight. You gonna put it live?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that live.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard.
Malcolm, you know how to swim?
I think so,
Man, we gotta hit the jet skis, bro. Come on, man. Come to Florida, bro.
dude. After this V2 launch, man, I'll plan something.
Let's do it.
I'll plan something for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Ski. Kevin,
Yeah,
where's
what's up?
Amy? How's she doing?
She's good.
She's
Real
usually
good.
here, right? In Jonathan's room on Chatter.
Yeah, she comes all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
Usually here. Definitely
Oh,
usually here.
Jonathan, you here?
Yeah.
What's up, Jonathan
Where you been
Bing?
for the past 2 hours, dude?
Working, bro. Working, man. Getting ready for
Work.
V2, man.
Bro, I've
He's
been
fucking
trolling.
sleeping.
We behind the scenes on V2 getting work done.
Bro, I've been trolling Kevin, bro. 2 hours. Well, we've been trolling a bunch of people, and then I started trolling him because there was no one else to troll.
Yeah, nobody's talking.
Dude, he tried to collect a $50,000 bet that
Yeah,
he made
man,
with
you
John
guys fucking
Ledger
know me.
for me.
Jonathan,
Like
listen,
what?
listen. Jonathan
Dude,
tried
I
to.
don't even talk. Dude, I haven't spoken to John Ledger in like I don't even fucking know how long,
I don't
dude.
know, but I don't know. I don't know. I could have collected a long time ago if I would have let Jonathan extort me for 10 grand, but I decided to.
Hilarious.
I decided to wait it
Wow.
out because I am getting 50
Hilarious.
G's from him.
Jonathan,
Jonathan
Jonathan,
said. Jonathan said, "I'll collect that money for you right
Jonathan,
away.
you
Give me
extorted that
10
white
G's."
man.
Yeah,
I
fuck
didn't
yeah.
know. Now, John,
What?
I would never do that because John. First of all, I would never put him in touch with John Legere for that. Well, I look like, hey, John, this guy wants to collect. Come on, bro.
I've been telling him, man, can't you remember you owe me fucking 50 G's?
Nah, man. Yeah, I haven't spoken to John Ledger in a minute, bro. You gotta, you gotta figure out a way to get in touch with him.
Spoke to John Legend the other day.
You
Yeah,
for real?
yeah.
I mean, listen, I'll give you the 10. I'll give you the 10 G's. You get me my 40 G's. He owes me. Everybody remembers that he bet me $50,000 that Trump would never be president. Guess what? Trump is fucking president.
Man, you ain't
Okay?
getting that money, bro. I'll tell you that right now. You're gonna be waiting for a long time. You're
Yo,
gonna be
Kevin, let me ask you a question,
Kevin,
Kevin.
who'd you have that bet with, Kevin?
John Legere, he bet me 50 G's.
Oh yeah, you ain't getting that.
you
Yeah,
ain't getting that shit.
you ain't getting that. What the fuck? Oh my God.
You ain't getting that shit, bro. Yo, Grant, do you remember that time that Kevin snuck into
Yeah.
Fontainebleau
Do you want to
VA?
say it?
Do you remember that?
What?
To get to your plane?
Did I what?
He snuck into what?
He snuck into the FBO
Listen,
at, where you keep your plane at. You don't remember that?
no, fuck that. Listen, no, fuck that.
Nah,
Listen,
he was
okay,
invited
listen.
out.
I was
No,
invited to his
no,
plane.
Grant. Hold on,
Fuck
buddy. Hold on.
that. I got pictures. I got videos of me
Yeah,
being right next to his fucking
no, no,
helicopter.
no, dude.
Fuck
Grant,
that.
you remember I called you that day, and I was like, "Yo, Kevin said he's right next to your plane." Blah 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 blah, and you're like, "How the
He
fuck did he get
invited me
in,
the night before. He
bro?
invited me to come down there.
Why are you making
Listen,
noise? Why are you
he
making
fucking
noise,
invited. He listened. It was like midnight. It was like midnight. He was going to bring the plane to Naples to bring water to the fucking people that were from the hurricane. Okay. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and fucking loaded my van full of pallets full of shit. Used his forklift to load the
Yeah,
pallets of stuff
Nelson.
into his helicopter hangar. Okay. And then I fucking waited there for hours and hours and hours. And finally I called Nelson. I'm like, hey man, I'm just fucking stranded here, waiting and waiting. And fucking Grant Cardone's never gonna show up, but I know his helicopter's right fucking here. That's how that went.
and then I called Grant, and Grant was like, "They fucking let him
What
in
the fuck?
there." Yo, Grant sounded like he was about to get somebody fired at that FBO.
Hey, listen, you know what? You should see the videos that I got. I put my product, that I sell, I put it right on the edge of his helicopter and I did all kinds of videos. But I actually asked if I could do it. And they said, no problem at all. I took videos of me with my product in front of his helicopter, actually cleaned his helicopter.
You
Wait, you
clean,
cleaned the whole
you
thing?
cleaned the fucking
No, I didn't
helicopter.
clean the whole thing. I
No,
just cleaned a little spot. Come on. Fucking, I didn't clean the
Hilarious,
whole
dude.
thing. Don't make up
Yo,
Good
Kevin, you're a
job.
different
Good
stories.
breed,
job.
bro. You're a different
Good,
breed, man.
I know, right?
good job, Kevin.
It
Yeah,
just
you know
goes.
what?
Hey, Kevin, it just goes to prove to you what white people can get away with. That's
Yeah,
a
no
fact.
shit.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
you know
They would
what? You know
not.
what? Hey,
They would
listen,
not
listen,
let Jonathan's
listen. I
black
pulled up.
ass.
Listen, I pulled up in my. Listen now. I pulled
Yo,
up in my bit.
Jonathan will be arrested on the
No,
spot.
listen, listen, listen. Now, I pulled up in my big van. I pulled up to the guard gate of where they got his plane and his helicopter, and I even went up to his plane and hung out right next to his plane too. Okay, I
Let
got
me guess. You
videos
All
and
right,
framed the
everything.
guys.
wings
So
of
this
his
is what's gonna
plane.
happen. We're about to
No,
do a
I
hard
didn't. I
reset,
didn't
man.
touch the plane.
So
But
I
listen
don't
to
know
this. So
which one of you
when
guys
I
are.
when I pulled
I
up to
think
the
we
security,
have
I said,
right now.
"Yeah,
We
I'm
have
here to bring product from
Tyson
Grant
here. So we're gonna
Cardone
do a hard
to the
reset. That
helicopter
hard reset
pad."
is going to
Blah blah
allow
blah. They
us to
said,
go ahead
they said,
and
"Hold
get
on one
this
second." I
thing
said, "Yeah,
going.
I'm H3O."
So
Boop. They said,
what does a
"Okay."
hard
They
reset look
opened the
like? What that
gate.
means that we're
Boom.
gonna
I went right there.
everyone in the
Two
room
guys showed
is
up
going to
right
find
to the
themselves in the hallway.
pad.
But we're going to
They
open right
opened
back
the
up.
doors
And when
of
we
that
open back up,
helicopter
you guys can
thing.
come right
Blah
back
blah
in.
blah.
So
They
that's what we're
got in
going
the
to do is we're going to hard
forklift.
reset.
They
So
brought the forklift over. They let me
hopefully you
use the
guys
forklift, bring the stuff out of my truck.
come
Blah
join
blah
us right
blah,
back here.
and put it
And
right
let me just
next
move
to.
this
I
to
put it
the
right
7th.
next to the
And there we go.
helicopter.
Hard
And then
reset. And you guys going to
after
find yourselves out in the
Nelson called
hallway
Grant,
right now.
and
So
Grant
once
said he
again,
wasn't
less than
coming,
5 seconds, this
then
room
I
will
was
be
like, holy
reopened.
shit, if he
So
has to
there we
really
go,
leave
folks.
quick with the helicopter, I got all these pallets of shit